Because I was gonna say like the scene, the end of the last season and then the first episode. Wait, was it the season? No, it was. Yeah, that was last season. Like the whole Negan introduction and then the Glenn episode. Like that shit was pretty much word for fucking word from the comic too.
Oh yeah.
And like I was just like, he's doing. I just get done with the show. She doesn't really care. And she was like playing with her video game or something. I'm like, he's doing it. They're saying the things. Look at the screen. They're doing it. When he's like, you're gonna be in Pee Pants City or whatever. And I'm like, he's saying the shit from the book.
Pee Pants City, yeah.
I don't feel like they really couldn't have picked a better actor for that role.
Yeah, he's great as an actor, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's skinny, kind of like on the skinny side to be Negan, like compared to the way you see his presence in the comic books. But you know what? It's fine just because of how great of an actor he is and how great that he's playing the role. So I just see past that.
But he's the same he's the same character. Like he's the same in every role he does. Like I was thinking about that. We went and saw Black Panther and they did the Rampage trailer. And it's like, oh, Negan's on that plane talking about a fucking ape. Like,
that's how I felt. That's how I felt seeing that too. But it's only because now we've seen him on The Walking Dead. I'm like, now I feel like I'm going to compare all his performances to this now. You know?
Oh yeah, all of his roles are Negan because everyone is Negan.
He's very charismatic. He's very charismatic.
The difference between like what role he's playing is how much he crotch thrust. I get choked up there because when he does a lot of crotch thrusting on Walking Dead.
Yeah, my I guess kind of going back, I lucked out when it came to watching The Walking Dead because I didn't start watching it until like 4 episodes into last season, so I binged everything up until that point. So I didn't have to wait an entire year to see who got the hammer or who got the bat treatment.
Yeah.
But my favorite line was this season when he was asking the Reverend if he had his shitting pants on.
No. Yeah, and that unfortunately is not a scene from the comics, but it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've differentiated a lot, but I think they're about to get it back on track.
I mean, it's fine. Like I said, like I know the ratings have been going down, and like apparently, compared to seasons past. And
but the ratings going down for them is like they went from number 1 to like number 1, just like a little bit lower.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're definitely still up there compared to like a lot of other shows out there, like on the network. And like I said, like I feel like this season they fixed a lot of missteps. Like past seasons definitely were slow. Like I think season 2 was that in like while the writer strike was going on, because it felt like extremely long and there were a lot of episodes where nothing was going on. And then each season had its own arc, and it's always kept me interested. But I definitely see the criticisms from last season, and basically the methodical pace and basically the rut that the show got itself in. But I feel like they rectified it this season because, like I said, every single episode this season, I felt like, man, something's happening. It's exciting. There's always something going on.
I feel like less shit happens on like as soon as they, because most TV shows start out with like, oh, we're doing 8 seasons or 8 episodes or 10 episodes, for these first couple of seasons. But as soon as they bump it up to, 16 and more, it's like stuff starts to not be good anymore.
There's always going to be that filler. That's what it is, because they want to stretch it out. And you could see that with the network shows that go 20 to 23 episodes. You always got those filler episodes, whereas if it would have been 13, they would tell like a lot tighter story, but it's fine. As long as they're always telling good stories, I'm in, I'm looking forward to the show coming back tomorrow night. I'm all caught up. I'm probably watch the mid-season finale just to kind of refresh myself before watching tomorrow's episode. But Dakota, like I feel like the way you saw it is the best way to watch this series. Like, never watch it live.
My fucking anxiety would not have let me like watch the the end of season 5 or whatever, whenever the screen goes black at the swing of a bat, and had to wait a whole. There's no way I could have gone through that. But like right now, like I'm watching it as it airs, and I feel like I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So.
But even with the live viewing, so I'd say, just to save yourself like the having to sit through the commercials while you're watching it live. Like I always watch it the next day, so I don't have to sit through the commercials, and then it always seems, even the slow episodes are a lot more bearable that way. Because if you got to sit through the episodes and then there's nothing going on and you're watching it live, it's like, ugh, what the fuck,
Typically, I work at night whenever it goes live. So,
how are you watching it, Dakota?
At work.
But on what platform?
Television. I think they got a 40-inch posted up.
What? No. I mean, but you said you caught up. Like, okay, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys realize this, because you don't read the comics. So Negan, his thing is every other word he says is fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And you can't put that on AMC. So they do double takes of all his scenes. So the DVD versions have the fuckity fucks.
Word?
So that's why Breaking Bad
Are you serious?
a whole bunch.
Yeah.
No. So like, oh, dude. Oh my God.
Why?
Greg, you just opened my fucking world up.
Serious? Oh
Look,
my God, Greg,
because
why'd
the
you do that?
The DVD versions apparently have all the fuckity fuckings.
Yeah, I just started watching Breaking Bad because I live in that environment, or I work in that environment. Oh my God. Almost fucked that up. So like the first episode, it was just like, like they were, or like the first season, they were just dropping the F-bomb, and I was like, they didn't say this shit on TV, did they? Like, if this did, surely The Walking Dead can do it.
Greg, why do you have to tell me that? You're gonna make me spend a lot of money now buying those Blu-ray box sets.
I'm sure. Have they put it up on Netflix yet? Because I'll just go watch like Negan heavy episodes on Netflix.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a link real quick. Hold on.
If that season is up.
Well, let me see if I can find a link to one on like YouTube or something. But
I had no clue. That's fucking awesome.
Oh
yeah, because hold on.
Well, I read that that supposedly with this season, which I haven't heard it yet, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys have paid attention more than me, but supposedly they're allowed to use the F-bomb like maybe 2 times per season.
Well, dude, I don't know if you watch American Horror Story.
No, I heard it's very good though.
It is like it took me. That's another one that took me a while to get into, but this past season, the one that just aired.
Mm-hmm.
They said it sometimes 2, 3, 4 times an episode, like on TV. That was on FX.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're getting. Like, what a time to be alive. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's incredible. I think from what I read, like I don't know if AMC is allowed to say it 2 times per episode, or they could say it twice throughout the entire season. So they might be saving it, for like a bigger episode. But supposedly you will hear him drop the F-bomb on the.
All right, I posted a link. I'm sorry, I had YouTube on my phone. I'm on my phone now, so I didn't hear you were talking. I'm sorry. I posted a link in the information feed chat. Can you forward that to Jose?
Yeah, I'll send it to Jose.
Okay. That's the Negan speech, uncensored.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Oh, dude, it sucks that we've been recording because I was just about to play it, but probably, I'm sure Dust would appreciate it if I didn't do that.
Damn, man, that's good. But I didn't even know that, man. So thanks for letting me know. I was always intending. I'm just like waiting. Like I'm gonna buy a big box set. I got season 1 of the show, I think, on DVD, season 2 on Blu-ray, but I haven't kept up as far as like the Blu-ray releases because I got all the episodes digital, regardless. So if I always want to watch, it's available for me. But that's nice to know. Like, what I'm saying? I did not know that they had like an uncensored version, especially since Negan was.
You know what's awesome? I'm playing it on YouTube on my phone, and I just put it in my ear, and so you're talking, and then like Negan, like when you stop talking, Negan's like, "You most certainly fucking will. You're like, I'm gonna buy a box set. He's like, you most certainly fucking will.
They're like, dude, like you know they're gonna do like, especially as soon as everything's said and done, they're gonna do a big extravagant like $400 box set. Like that's what I've been waiting on for all these Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm waiting on like after,
probably best after the next Avengers, probably.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was either going to say either after Infinity War or maybe the next one, because isn't another
Avengers
one coming out next year?
Supposedly next year, yeah.
Yeah, so I think after that one, they'll, whenever they get ready to do that, I'll just get everything in a big extravagant like Blu-ray box set.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting on, fucking Star Wars, because Disney has it back, so they can do or they bought the Fox rights, so now they can put out the original movies again. And not the remastered ones or the updated versions, so they can put out the ones without all the fucking CGI bullshit.
Oh, like the original.
Yeah, like the OG ones without
without the updates.
Shit. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely. I would drop money because Star Wars is like my first love, like above anything else. So I would drop. I dropped $200 on fucking deluxe edition box set with like a statue or some shit. Like I would drop that money on that. I wouldn't do it for like Avengers or Transformers or anything like that. But Star Wars, yeah, I would buy the top shelf edition.
Come on, man! You don't want a $300 Michael B. Bay six movie extravagant feature film
with the Grimlock statue, and then.
No, it's just the Devastator testicles. That's the.
Oh, that one company's making a Devastator. The one that's making the hot rod, the TF Evo or whatever.
Oh,
They're
really?
making a Devastator, yeah.
They're doing
They have a
Revenge of the Fallen with the balls hanging.
Mm-hmm. they did a teaser with the silhouettes and shit, and it's got the hot rod, and then the silhouettes all around it, and the back is Devastator. And it's like, this is what's coming up after Chinese New Year. We'll start showing pictures.
Damn. Nice. I actually I had the TF Evo one on pre-order and I ended up dropping it just because I started buying them Gundams.
So, them damn Gundams, man.
Yeah, them Gundams set you back.
You're not doing kits, right? I can't remember. You're not doing kits.
Yeah. I bought 2 perfect grades and 2 master grades. And the 2 perfect grades is what
they're fun, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, because I like painting shit, so.
Oh yeah, nice. If you're into that, they're even better.
Oh yeah, I got a bare naked perfect grade Wing Zero. Give me the peace sign.
Right bare naked.
Yeah, just naked. Nothing but socks on. He's got nothing but his clown shoes on.
Nothing but socks on. That's funny.
I still haven't done my Etsy. Like from 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm gonna build it tomorrow. Yeah, so it's still in the bags. I just haven't had a chance to knock everything off the table and get my tools out and shit, my nippers and my super fine nippers and my X-Actos and all that. I have a whole toolkit from when I was building Gundams. I've got 3 kits to build plus 1 to finish. So
yeah, it is definitely time consuming. This perfect grade I think is taking me paint panel lining and all. I just have the frame built and I haven't even clipped everything else off the sprues. But it's I probably got like 9 hours into it, 9 or 10.
Wow.
So
yeah, if you're not 100% focused on building a kit, then you shouldn't start. If you're just kind of half-ass into it, because you won't finish it. You've got to be 100% dead set. This is my mission, and I'm just not there right now. I'm still not there right now.
Especially a perfect grade where you really have to put that time into it, the intricacy and all that. My first kit was a real grade, which is 1/44 scale, but fucking all these parts
I was gonna say, but it's basically a master grade that's been shrunk down.
Yeah, what wasn't the best to start with, but I got through it in a weekend and I enjoyed it. And then I did a high grade, which was super easy compared to a real grade. And then I started building a couple of master grades after that. And I enjoyed that the most because it wasn't too difficult, but you got a little bit of challenge. It was a little bit of time consuming. And of course the little bit of a bigger scale. That's the perfect scale.
I got it to consume time though, because really I'm just I'm waiting for Masterpiece Dinobot to drop. So I needed something to like keep my mind off of it. Because like I had a dream, man. I had a dream that I got that shit in the mail, and like I woke up excited, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I messed up with Gundam because I did some oh, what's the regular scale? What is it? What's the regular 144th, not the
High
the
grade.
real grade? Yeah, high grade.
High
I
grade,
did
yeah.
I did a couple of high grade kits, and I was like busting them out. Like, I mean, I did weathering and like painting and everything like a night.
Mhm.
And then I started doing master grades, and then like we did this thing in a big group chat with like me and a bunch of other people, and we'd like build Gundams and Skype call on Friday night. It was fun, and like I knocked a bunch of shit out, and I did a bunch of fucking kits, and then I got those no grade Iron Blooded Orphans kits, and
Mhm.
some were easier than others. And
Are those
then-
like the full frames? Because I just like I've got
Yeah.
a 1/100 full frame Barbatos on the way.
Yeah, they're full frames. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like yeah, they're good kits, but like there's no grade on them. They're not master grade or anything. They're master grade scale, but there's no like grading on them.
I feel
And
like
then
with
I
the
guess
frame
that's-
though, like it's a fucking master grade. Like let's be honest.
Yeah, well, and then I did like a bunch of old school stuff. So I did like Grandpa Gundam, which is the RX, and then I did like the chart kits and like all the suits from the old series, and then I got New Gundam, and that shit's a little bit more intricate. And then I was just like, I put it down for a couple of days, and it's in a box in my closet.
The joke
And
we
that
have
was the last
going,
kit I built.
the joke we have going on Off the Runner is that all of your main Gundams, they're all Optimus Prime, and the RX-78 is Grandpa Prime, and then
Yeah,
like
there's
all the
a
bad guys are
meme.
Xeons.
There's
Yeah,
a meme with a bunch of like super robots, and it's like Transformer. I don't remember exactly how it goes,
Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah, I
it's
have the
like-
Verka New Gundam, and I'm like, and since I've been out of like building them, I haven't paid any attention to them. I'm not even gonna try to get into this. Like I know if I start this, I need to just dedicate like a weekend, maybe a 3-day weekend, or go on vacation and just dedicate time to building that kit because I want to do it justice. But it's cool to hear that you guys actually like, besides building them, customize them, and add weathering and stuff. I didn't know you guys were into that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't do full paints. I did one or two on some smaller kits, but I don't really have a setup. I mean, I use rattle cans in the yard, like,
Mhm.
and I'm not very good at that, but I definitely do. I definitely hit it with like the Dremel bits and did battle damage and little brush weathering and stuff. Yeah, and like panel lining. I've got like
Nice.
3 or
Yeah,
4 different sets of weathering markers and ink.
that's cool.
Yeah, like I've got all that shit. I've got a little toolbox full of shit. I went fucking balls deep, and then all of a sudden it just lost my interest.
I've gotten as far as like panel lining and stuff like that because that's pretty easy to clean up if you kind of make a little mistake. But I haven't tried to go like all out with the paints, with weathering and adding details, battle damage, stuff like that.
I don't like. I like the armor. I guess I like it to look as pristine as possible. So like I probably wouldn't do the weathering and the battle damage on the outside, but like the frame, that's I dry brushed from hell the entire frame. So, and then added all my details in with that. But like panel lining and stuff, I did on the outer parts. It looks clean.
Yeah, well, Gundam kit. I mean, like basic kits are relatively cheap. So if you mess it up, I mean, it's $20. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, $20. Like, it's not like trying to customize a third-party transformer or a similarly priced robot. If you fuck up a Gundam kit, especially like a small one you're practicing on, it's like, okay, well, that's fine. But I've got a Barbatos. I haven't even finished the last season of Iron Blooded Orphans, but whatever that model is in the second season, I have that one.
I think it's like the Lupus or the Lupus Rex. Or
Yeah,
something
the Lupus. Yeah, I've got that in a box. I haven't even opened it yet. That was the last kit I bought because I wanted to get it before the price went up. Because you can get them on Amazon for super cheap when they first come out, and then after that, like the price goes up to $20. Like it never fails.
They're still fairly cheap on Amazon. Like that's where I bought all of mine, but like it's taken me like 3 weeks to get it. But
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
big-
you're buying them straight from Japan. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting them Prime for like $20
Yeah.
from like Kentucky. Yeah,
Is
but
that
I
show?
still haven't opened it. But I really want to fucking
Just some
do
guy
that.
sitting
I
out
mean,
there
like
with a
I've got
con-
paints
like a-
for that.
corncob pipe chewing on it, just like moving some of them Gundams again.
Well, no, that's where the distribution center is around here. But yeah, that's still pretty. He's sitting outside in the parking lot. But no, I mean, I have all the paints and everything. Like I bought all that shit. Like they're rattle cans, but like I have all that shit ready just for the day when like I wake up and I'm like, all right, building this fucking kit.
Yeah.
Like I've got like the translucent red, like silver, so I can do like a candy fucking finish and everything. Like I'm ready to go. I just need like
You got to find the
I just need the
motivation.
motivation. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. How is Iron Blooded Orphans? Because the last show that I
It's
saw was
fucking
Unicorn.
awesome. Oh my god, it's so that was my first Gundam show. That's actually what got me into the
Really?
Gundam. Like it's so fucking good.
Dude,
Yeah,
really?
I never watched that shit.
You really need to check out like the origin. Now, like the Grandpa Gundam TV show, Mobile Suit Gundam or whatever.
I love it. I
I-
still love the
I
original.
went
It's
through
old.
like a binge watch on it, and it was just like it was a little hard to like get through.
It's hard.
but-
It's hard because it's old. It's old school.
Yeah, but like, dude, but the origin, like these like past 5 origin movies they've come out with
Mhm.
have been like they have been phenomenal. Of course, like I'm a big Char fan, and it's like pretty
So
much
am I.
been centered around him, and they've just they've been so good.
See, I
Yeah.
heard a little bit about those, but I haven't seen them. So it's kind of like revolving around the story of the 1 Year War, but like from his perspective. Is that what that's
Well,
about?
no, it's pre 1 Year War. It's basically like it starts off. So like the first one, Blue Eyed Castball, it
Mhm.
starts off when he's a kid. Like what really kicked off, like the Zabi family, getting some traction and taking the name
Oh,
Sister
Zeon.
and shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. and it's
Prequel.
yeah, oh
Prequel.
yeah. It starts out as a prequel, but like at the end of number 5, we're basically in 0079, like right as the 1 Year War is starting. But it's so good. And like Hulu has all 5 of them dubbed.
Oh, dude,
Really?
I'm
I
on
didn't
it.
know
I'm
that.
on it. Oh, I'm on it then. I'm gonna look for those. I got Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
Thank
those
you.
tonight.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Dude, I decided I was like I want to go through the whole Universal Century in its like current order,
I'm gonna have to,
and so I started with that.
I'm gonna have
and,
to apologize.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to apologize to wifey now. Like I ain't gonna be paying you no attention to that.
I started with Iron Blooded Orphans, and then I went back to old school, and then I picked up from there, and I pretty much watched all the original continuity stuff, and then I didn't finish wow, what's the name of the series with the new Gundam? I can't think of it right now. Like whatever the subtitle is for it, like the whatever the title, like the Gundam, whatever. And I actually meant to buy the episodes on eBay, but the dude listed them wrong, so I got the movies. But they're pretty
Yeah, so-
much that's pretty much that storyline, but just condensed.
Condensed.
So I
yeah,
wasn't mad.
the 3 movies. Was it the
yeah.
they
So
did Mobile
they
Suit
did-
Gundam and Zeta Gundam that way.
Yep.
It was
Yep, I
Zeta,
got 'em
yeah,
both.
Zeta.
Yeah.
And
I
then
got-
what was the one where Char dies? Where they
That's-
both die?
Oh,
Char's
movie.
counterattack.
fucking spoilers! Goddamn.
Char. Oh, what? Don't tell me you haven't seen that yet, because that
Oh,
movie is great.
it's
Char's
fine.
That is
counterattack.
great.
Dude, it's literally the like I'm about to watch Double Zeta and then it's like Char's counterattack like right after.
Oh,
that.
dude. Yeah.
Oh,
that
Oh man,
movie,
I was like
serious?
I was
love
like
it.
4 days away. No, it's fine. It's fine.
I love that movie. Oh, so you hadn't seen it? You've never seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh my
Well,
god.
to be fair,
bro.
it's ambiguous how it ends.
Yeah.
Because like
it
it's
is.
just weird, like kind of like you don't really know because it gets kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I read a little synopsis on it. It was like it wraps up Char and Amuro's like parts, and I'm like, well, those dudes are only 30 right now, so they're not like grandpas in their mobile suits. Like I kind of assumed that they die.
Dude, Char's counterattack is so good. The story, the music, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
epic.
great.
It's fucking epic. It's
Dude,
epic.
he's such a cool fucking character. Like,
And
and
then I
all of
watched
his
that
all of
first
his
origin
knockoffs
movie.
are cool too.
But I never watched Unicorn or any of that shit. Like that
Unicorn
stuff they
was
used to
good.
play on that stuff
I
they used
liked
to
it.
play on Toonami.
Gundam
And,
Wing.
like
That's
what was
way
the one they
yeah.
played at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, like back in like '97.
Gundam Wing.
That was
You'd watch
Gundam Wing.
Beast Wars, and then you'd watch like Gundam. Yeah, I never
Yeah.
watched any of that shit. I always
Yeah.
turned the TV off or changed the channel.
That was okay for what it was, but it's a
Dark.
alternate universe like type thing. Like I always like the Universal Century stories, like that continuity. Like I always dug that. The Amuro Ray story, the original Mobile Suit Gundam, Z Gundam, and then Char's Counterattack are pretty much my favorites.
Unicorn is in Universal Century.
It is, yeah, it is. It
like,
is,
later on.
and I enjoy that show too. That was the last series I watched, and it's like 6 like 1 hour movies. And you're telling me about Origin, so now I definitely want to check that out too.
Oh yeah, Origin's worth it.
Well,
But
when,
like Wing, Gundam Wing, like the After Colony like universe, like it gets better apparently like in the like written fiction that comes after like Endless Waltz. Some pretty interesting stuff there.
when I started watching Iron Blooded Orphans, they talk about like how Barbatos and a couple of these other frames are like the original like 1,000 Gundams from the 1 Year War. And so I looked up Barbatos from the original, and it's like in a comic or a manga, rather, and it's like a peacock looking suit. And I got super excited, but it's not like the same thing because this is like a different continuity, even though they mention like the 1 Year War. I don't know why I keep saying 100 Year War, but they keep mentioning like the original stuff, but it's completely separate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit, I need the original Barbatos kit, and then I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, but there's no kit for it. It's like the Cactus Gundam. What was the one where the kids made them and they fought them? What was that one like?
Build
weird...
Fighters. I'm watching that right now. Actually, I've been watching that at work.
Oh,
yeah, like they had the Mexican Gundam. It's like the cactus.
Dude,
I
like I
love
haven't.
those.
I was gonna say I haven't gotten to that one yet, but like what fucking tripped me up was the Italian Gundam. Was like it had both of the wings on like the one side, and the fucking dude that was, he's like, it's a me, I'm an Italian.
I would fucking love those kits, even if they were like the super deformed ones.
I think
In fact,
that
would even be better if they were the super deformed ones.
They make most of those in high grade.
Well, they hadn't gotten to the cactus one yet, but I'm definitely, if that comes out, I'm building that fucking
And
Tequila. It was called Tequila Gundam, actually.
Of course.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That like, dude, that like Yu-Gi-Oh! Heart of the Cards Gundam series, man.
Oh man,
So
we should do a fucking nerd. I feel like we should just do a random talking about nerd shit podcast because we've had some good fucking.
I was gonna say like we started out as like Talking Dead, and then we like kind of slid into Off the Runner.
Yep.
Like,
It sucks, man. That was some good Walking Dead talk we had before you went live. Mad, you missed that.
no, man. I wasn't thinking like I didn't think it was really gonna like go on that long. I was just like, okay, and
You just gotta
we can always revisit it.
just fucking record and fucking edit later. You know what I'm saying? But catch the fucking good stuff. Catch it.
yeah, I know. I need to.
Are we recording now?
Oh yeah, we've been
We
recording.
are.
Oh, we got the
for a while.
Gundam stuff. Shit, let's. Fuck. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll help
much
you
for comic books, right?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, I guess we're information creep this week. It's just like, oh, what'd you read? Some bullshit. But back to this.
Yeah, I've done some fucking kits.
So this is speaking of like, this is my 4th day in a row in front of this laptop.
Oh, my laptop's fucked.
I did Stasis Lock, and then we did 2 episodes of Off the Runner, and then now Information Creep. I'm like, dude, I just want to get some Mexican food and like pass out.
That's Tequila Gundam.
Yeah, get that Tequila Gundam.
OMG, that conversation. I came into some crazy conversation once Stasis Lock was off the air. Were you still there, Dakota?
No, I'm pretty sure I left, but I do believe I know what you're talking about regarding a certain flow.
Yeah, so we don't have to get into it. Like I was drinking, it was crazy.
Yeah, no,
I got into, but yeah.
I remember like I was there for a little bit of it because I was super like I was like, Jose, not you too.
Oh yeah. That's right.
That's like,
right.
dude, that's I want to say like that's how Chris is just like bring it up. He's just like, no, Jose.
So fucking funny, man. So funny. It's always the best shit goes on when we're unbroadcasted. That's why I always tell people jump into the fucking hangouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be shy.
Real.
You don't need a fucking camera. Just have your microphone and talk. You know what I'm saying? Because the conversations, oof, they're the best. They're definitely the
Yeah,
best.
I need to do more hangouts, man. I just like by the time I get to hangout status, like I'm usually like, all right, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. And sometimes, dude, I feel it. I feel the same way. Just after a day of work and then coming home, even just waiting to go live, it's like, oh, I'm feeling that drag. It's like, let me fucking wake up.
I mean,
You know?
look at Eddie and Brian. I mean, they do the shows and they struggle
Yeah.
to stay awake the whole time. You know.
Dude, that pick of Brink from a couple of Saturdays back,
So great, so fucking great.
that was good. You know, Chris Bricks on the Dollar, dude. He's doing what, like 4 of them a week now too. So
Well, yeah, he's been a regular on Plastic Fanatics, James show on Saturday, Victory Saber 77, and of course Stasis Lock, and then building up to it. What's the other one?
Off the Runner.
Oh, nice.
I haven't seen that yet. I didn't realize you guys. I'm guessing that's a Gundam.
I just posted the first episode today,
Nice.
being Saturday the 24th.
I should have signed up for that one instead of the comic book one.
It's dude, it's honestly, it's open. It's literally just building and bullshitting. Like that's all
Nice.
it is. Yeah,
We did that for a little bit. Like me, Joe Hudson, who else was doing it? Justin Linnett, Ken Guerrero. He's Kenneth in the groups on Facebook, and a couple other people. Like we were building kits, and we just did this thing on Friday nights where we'd Skype for like 2-3 hours and bullshit and build kits.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been. Like the last like 3 episodes that we've recorded, and it's all pre-recorded, just like this is. So
yeah, other people would jump in. No, excuse me, jump in. Matt Baldwin built a kit.
I think I remember you telling me
Build
about
a-
that. Yeah,
Yeah, he built a fucking master grade kit. Like he just built it.
Nice.
Like, yeah, he was too stubborn to put it down, even though he had some issues. I think to begin with.
Dude, I'll
He
tell you,
just built it.
like the fucking perfect grade. Like I was recording last night and I was doing the wiring for the chest, and oh man, I was getting heated. Like I normally I set out to only build it while we were recording, and like after we stopped recording, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the head just so I can get the wires out of the way. Like that was easily a 30-minute ordeal just on its own.
Yeah, I've never done a kit with wiring like that.
I haven't
it's
done a
fun.
perfect grade yet.
It's, dude, I'm telling you,
Am I echoing?
It's
By the way, I can hear it in my phone. Am I echoing or is that?
I haven't heard you echo.
No echo
Okay,
on
I'm sorry.
my end either.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure before we get too far.
Yeah.
No, it's fine because I ain't editing shit this week. So
Hey, if it's a shit show, fuck it. Hey, fuck it. Nah, we're good. We sound good.
Nobody likes a shit show. I'm on my phone. My laptop screen's cracked, so I can't see like the important parts of Skype because my laptop screen got cracked. I'm waiting on a replacement screen to come in. So yeah, I'm on my phone.
You know how to fix it yourself and stuff? You could install it yourself.
Oh fuck no! I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to somebody. I'm gonna send it to the guy. That got it. Yeah, I bought it off of Justin L. I bought it from his pawn shop online. He just fixed up. Well, no, he had fixed it up. It was actually going to be like his computer at one point, and I was just like, "Hey, you getting?" Because I was like, he might have one for a good price because he's into fixing computers, and he's like, "Yeah, I got one. I was like fixing up to be like mine, but I'll sell it to you." So I bought it just a podcast with. That's the only reason I bought it was just a podcast. I use my cell phone. I don't use a computer. I have a smartphone. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a computer really.
That's a smartphone.
Greg,
It is a computer.
just think
This is
before you
good.
bought that screen, you could have sold that laptop on eBay as the computer that Shattered was recorded on.
Yeah, bro, like
You could have bought like some Alienware off of the money for that.
It's only how you promote it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, he thinks the screen might only be like $40, so he's like looking into it. And if so, I'll ship it down to him on the company dime, and he can ship it back to me on the company dime. It'll be fine. But yeah, I just bought we just upgraded all our equipment. Like I've got a mixer and like a professional microphone, like a headset and shit. Like Kid laughs at me when I record because I'm fucking laying down like my mixtape. All that shit laid out on the table.
You know what though? It's funny. I recently upgraded myself, but I feel like it's had the opposite effect. You know, like I got a Yeti microphone for breaking the mold and stuff like that. I got it plugged into my PC. I love that I'm able to hear myself and stuff like that through the mic. But like when I do the show through my PC, I feel like when I listen back, my audio cuts in and out, and stuff like that. But my PC is hardwired. You know, I got Verizon Fios. I never have any problems with my internet, so it's weird. And then I get on my tablet and everything's fine, audio perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like no issues. I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck's going on?
Well, I used to record through the Xbox and it was fine, and or the PlayStation and it's fine. But like, yeah, I got the laptop just because like with the laptop I could record in any room of the house, so I didn't have to take over like the main room, for 3 hours or whatever. And it was okay. And I don't know if my audio quality has changed since I got all the new stuff. I mean, we paid for it with Shattercast money, so I guess it's fine. Like, it didn't cost me anything, but I don't know if it's really changed one way or the other. But I don't know. Bobby and other people that I record with says it's better, but I don't hear it. But whatever. Well, I have a mixer now, so I'm gonna be dropping that mixtape in May.
Spitting that fire.
Yeah. Dust is gonna be laying the beats, and I'm gonna be spitting some fire. No, not really. I can't even talk normal without fucking up. Let alone rap shit.
I start sounding like fucking Porky Pig. That's about how I could get through it.
Yeah, I can barely walk up the stairs. Let alone fucking rap.
Let alone that
I'm
word.
winded. I just walked up the stairs. I'm fucking winded. And I lost 56 pounds. I'm still fucking winded.
Oh, awesome.
Dude, stairs ain't no joke. It's like the older you get, the harder they are to defeat.
That's
my knees.
The age.
Oh man.
Yep. I feel it too. Like, not that it's a pain, but it's just like, hey, like I feel it when I go up steps, where like 10 years ago I didn't feel that. Like, the fuck's going on? Yeah, we're getting older. That's what it is.
I used to jump out, like you ride in the back of a truck, or you sit in the back of a truck for some reason, you just jump out, and now I gotta like gradually let myself out. Lower myself down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but like the last time I jumped out of a truck, I want to say I was probably early 20s. I'm kind of like late 20s now. But the last time it happened, it wasn't my knees that got hurt. It was just there was a little bit of like sacklash, a little bit of whiplash of the ball sack.
Hey, I'm in the medical field. We call that we might call that a torsion. You don't want that.
No, oh yeah, no. It really rumbled the boys, So I was like, I'm just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sit down and then like slide out.
Dude, when I hit like 30, well, I won't even say 30. I hit like 28, 29, and like within a year, like my personal health went. Pew! And like I'm like, oh, this is what they're talking about. Like, get used to working out and stuff when you're young. Yeah, like dude, all the shit happened. I got the sleep apnea, and then I started gaining weight because of the sleep apnea, and then my sleep apnea got worse because I started gaining weight. And yeah, like my knees started hurting, my feet. Yeah, it was a thing. I'm fighting it though. I'm getting back up. But
it's good, man.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good, man. It's all good, man.
Knocking it out.
It's all good, man. Man, I can't wait for that shit to come back. Y'all watch?
I need to actually. I have not watched the season yet. Like, it's on Netflix. I'm just trying to burn through Breaking Bad first.
I recently just finished up Breaking Bad, me and my girlfriend, a couple of months ago, but we haven't watched Better Call Saul yet. So I heard it was good.
It's so good. It's
all right,
so good.
So we'll start watching it. I heard it was. We just haven't got on it.
I mean, it's on par with Breaking Bad.
All right, that's what I was worried about. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to start watching this because if it's not going to be as good, then it's like, what's the point? You know?
Well, it's like you don't have like the dramatic like intro to like drug dealing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's like still like you get the origin story of Mike and Saul and like
Yeah.
these other characters and fuck, what's his name? Wheelchair. The guy that blows up Gus. Like he's not in a wheelchair at this point. So like we're leading into him like having that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever gets him in that state. So you're getting like the origin stories. And it's
Okay.
so good.
All right.
Like they just introduced Gus last season. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, nice. So I think I'm like almost through with season 4. So I'm about to get into season 5 of Breaking Bad. You know what? Like after we get done recording,
Oh, I
I'm
just
gonna
spoiled that shit for you, didn't I?
it's fine. Like, dude, I'm just like I feel like this is payback for a bunch of the shit that I have like not necessarily intentionally spoiled, but like some people have told me I've spoiled shit for them. So I'm like, whatever. Like,
Well, I mean, it's 2018. I figured you'd seen Breaking Bad.
yeah, no. Like, dude, it takes me a long time to jump on like shows, and it's mostly because like I watch so much as it is. Like I'm watching like as far as like stuff that comes on as it comes on. Lucifer, Agents of Shield, Designated Survivor, The X-Files.
See, I'm behind
Walking
on all
Dead.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you mentioned up until Walking Dead, I'm behind on.
It's just like so it's completely backwards. Then. So
I didn't even finish Runaways yet.
yeah, I watched
I didn't even
Runaways.
begin.
That was good.
I didn't even
What
begin.
I've seen of it, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
thought
I
it
was
was really good.
surprised. I was surprised because like I figured it was. I mean, it definitely has like those overly teenage like tones, but
Mhm.
it was presented in a really good way. Like I was able to like hang on to it and not get cringed out.
Mm.
Yeah, same thing with Legion too. Like you're recording this, right? Like
Yeah,
we can use this as show filler. Okay, cool.
We've all right, like I didn't just stop recording.
Well, like information creep. I mean, it could be anything, really.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
see that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's why you don't feel fucking pigeonholed. That's why I like always when on the other shows on SCU or Nerd Rage, whatever, like when they go off on tangents, I don't fucking mind because it's just guys having a conversation like we are right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well-
and about all this nerd shit that we love.
Well, sometimes on SU, Bobby and I would sideline and be like, "All right, let's derail this shit into Star Wars." we purposely go off into a Star Wars tangent, especially with a lot of Hasbro news.
Yeah.
But
See,
with
with-
Legion, like I liked Legion a lot. We just got sidetracked with a bunch of other shit to watch.
That reminded me, like Gifted. Gifted was so good, dude.
dude, Gifted. I saw the first 8 and I haven't watched any since, but it was good. I've enjoyed it. Just haven't had the chance to catch up with anything else.
It's
And
really
Legion-
good. Like it's really good seeing like that kind of that Warpath, like seeing Warpath like in that leadership role. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Especially
the
since
characters
he's
have
kinda-
been interesting.
go
The characters have been interesting, like you know what I'm saying, and some of them, like you said, Warpath, Polaris that are in there, they have that name value to kind of keep you interested, and you kind of want to see where the story's going. It's been good, in my opinion.
I've watched, I think, the first 3 episodes of that,
Yeah.
and that's as far as we got.
Yeah, but that was
We've
another
been-
one that I watched as it aired. And then you have like Emma Frost, like triplet daughters, like daughters.
Oh, the Stepford Cuckoos.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very fucking accurate.
No, that's what they're called. The Stepford
Mm.
Cuckoos. Like
I
that's
have to
that's their
finish-
actual name.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just like, I just called them the Frosts.
I have to finish up Legion though. I saw the first couple of episodes and was kind of digging like the concept. I thought it was kind of out there, but just again, like I feel like sometimes me and my girl like have to watch these shows together, and like sometimes I'll be watching stuff and then she's not around, and sometimes she'll try to watch stuff when I'm not around. I'm like, no, like don't do that. Let's try to
Legion-
get through these things together. But she's not into the superhero stuff as much as I am. So
Legion, I liked it. Like that was one of those you really got to pay attention to as well.
yeah.
Because just due to the nature of the character, that shit'll throw you.
Yeah.
For a loop.
Kit's like that too, Jose. Like she doesn't want me to watch like stuff ahead of her so much,
Yeah.
so I try not
Yeah.
to.
Like
But
we started watching like Altered Carbon and stuff, but she was like half paying attention and I was like all in and I'm digging it. And then she's like paying attention, and when she's like actually paying attention, she's like, I don't get what's going on. And I'm like, that's because you're not paying attention. But the production values on that show is like pretty dope. We're about, 5-6 episodes in, and
I didn't
like-
even finish
like-
Westworld.
well, dude, Westworld.
That was a fucking
That was
cliffhanger.
good.
but yeah.
That
Oh,
was really
actually,
good.
no, wait.
And
I
then-
did finish Westworld because she gets on that train, right? That's the end.
I think
The-
so.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Saloon?
It's been a
Yeah,
while since
It's-
I
I
watched
did
the
finish
finale, but-
Westworld. I'll take it back.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
they had like all the people there, and it's he's up there and he's talking. He's like, "Well, it's about to get real," and then she just blows him away, like in front of everyone.
Yeah, I did. I did
Yeah.
finish that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We're into. Well, she got me into a lot of true crime stuff,
Mhm.
so we watch a lot of that too. So we have a lot on our plate as far as like shows and series go. So one day,
It's hard.
One day we'll catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's just because there's so much out there. Like we were watching The Americans, we were watching The Strain, and we haven't been able to keep up on those shows. Like she got me watching Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. You know what I'm saying? Which have been, like okay. We watch Empire together. Like certain shows that we watch together. Walking Dead, which she's excited for. Surprising because it's a comic book property. She's not into it, But yeah, what happened?
Have you watched Santa Clarita Diet? It's got the dude from the Transformers movie. No, wait, no, it's not Josh Durr. It's Oliphant, the other guy, the guy that looks like him from
Josh Durr.
Josh. What's his name? Durham. Duhamel. Yeah, whatever. Duhamel. What? I don't. Whatever. That's Optimus Prime. We have to get Optimus Prime dropping the package. It's Optimus Prime. No, what's the guy from Go? Oliphant. James Oliphant? Is that his name? Anyway, whatever. He's in it with Cameron Diaz, and it's like a really lighthearted, like goofy comedy. But she's like a zombie. Like she dies and comes back to life and starts eating people. And I mean, it's not like a deep show. Like it's not something you really have to like follow intently and like figure out like what's going on. Like it's a really lighthearted show, but it was a good watch. I think it's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original.
What's the name of it?
Santa Clarita Diet. Santa Clarita Diet.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. I mean, it's fun. It's one of those things you can just watch. But if you've got like a bunch of intense shit to watch, like wait, and catch up. Yeah, don't watch that because you got better things to do. But if you don't have anything to watch it.
Well, that's where we're at now because like some of these shows that we watch regularly that are on network television, they're on hiatus. They take their breaks and stuff like that. So we are kind of looking for stuff to watch on the Hulu, Netflix.
Dude, I'm itching for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come back. I think we got like 2 more weeks.
Dude, I'm so behind on that. Like,
I
think
it's
midway,
okay.
midway through second season, I think is where I left.
I'm not even on second season yet.
God, you guys are far back. Like after you get through like the whole Inhumans thing,
Sky became fucking Daisy, and I'm like, what the fuck is going? Why are they calling her Daisy?
Yeah, like as soon as you get through like her father issues, her daddy issues story arc. It gets pretty good. Like the LMD season / Ghost Rider season, I think that was last season. Yeah, that was really good. And then like what happened after that, like leading into this season, and this season has been
now they're in fucking space and shit.
They
right?
are like they are. Well, yeah, I don't want to spoil
dimension.
It for you. I almost
alternate dimension.
No, not alternate dimension. It's they're in space, but it's not an alternate.
Spoilers, Dakota.
I know. That's why. Like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say what happened. That's kind of the fun in finding out. In the first the first couple of episodes, the explanation there.
I need to catch up on that. Gotham too, man. Do any of you guys watch that or have tried to watch that?
I watched like the first season. Kit did 2 seasons, and then like it kind of fell And like, it's not like we meant to ditch it. Well, I kind of lost interest because what did it come on Wednesdays, right?
I think so.
And we recorded Shattercast a lot, or Mondays, whatever. Like, I think it
Mondays.
started interfering with Shattercast recordings for like a couple of weeks, and I just never got back into it because it's really not that captivating of a show.
No.
And then eventually, Ket just stopped watching it too for other things like streaming shows.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, we watched the first couple episodes, but it was just kind of like, it was so slow to start. And
Yeah,
then
it
when it
was.
finally picked up, we had other shit going on, so we just never went back to it.
And see, now it's on Friday nights, and like that shit kind of throws me off.
Oh, that's a bad time slot
It
for a
really
show.
is. Like, dude,
That's
I was
like the
I was like,
final.
dude, they literally sent that show to its death, and for it to have been doing so good, like why? Like that's I feel like that's why the Inhumans show didn't pick up the traction that it probably needed. Like I get it, like a lot of people didn't like it. You know, I don't give a fuck about the Inhumans, so I enjoyed the television show. But yeah, it's. And of course, like I most of the times work on Friday nights, so I'm like trying to tell all the crackheads to shut the fuck up while I'm like watching
channel?
King Coulson.
What channel shows that?
ABC.
See, that's the thing that's weird. Well, I don't know then, because I remember back in like the 90s when we were kids. I mean, how old are you, Jose?
I'm gonna be 38 in a couple of months.
Okay, so we're almost the same age. And then Dakota, you're a little younger, but
I was
back
still
in the 90s. With remember TJF?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like Full House,
Family
and all that shit.
Matters.
Yeah, they pushed that as like a must-watch TV block, but like any other channel, that was like where shows go to die.
Yep.
So I don't know because I don't watch a lot. I don't watch a lot of regular TV, so I don't know what the advertising is. So I don't know if they're still pushing like Friday as like a big time block on that particular network.
Through the year. I mean, like you get like 60 minutes on Friday, and like I don't know if that's just a sign of me getting old, but like
Fridays.
Like, what's going on 60 Minutes this week? But
I thought 60 Minutes was Sunday.
But they do. It
used to be Sunday.
Or it's Dateline. It's Dateline. I'm sorry. It's Dateline.
Okay.
Or no, it's 60 minutes. It's one of those fucking. I'm pretty sure it's 60 minutes. But
anyway, it's Sunday because Trump was bitching on Twitter about Oprah on 60 Minutes last Sunday. No, it's definitely Sunday.
It's one of those. It's not Dateline, but it's a show, and it'll come on Friday night, and it may be 60 minutes. It may just be a rerun. I don't know, but like that, like Wonderland, like they pushed that to Friday as well because it used to be like Wonderland and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Monday. Like, dude, Monday used to be packed. It was like I was having to catch Lucifer. Like it was just back to back. And then like Tuesday was like that was your like Sons of Anarchy, American Horror Story day, and then Wednesday was like. But now it seems like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday they're starting to push a lot of television to those areas.
Yeah, I thought like from nowadays, like Fridays is like that death knell for like a show. You know what I'm saying? Like Constantine was put on Fridays and didn't find the audience, even though the show was pretty decent. Like it's not, I don't see Fridays being pushed as like a day to watch shows, and you know it's a day that everybody just tends to be out and about. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's home watching.
Like
TV.
people are gonna do shit on a Friday night.
Yeah, you know. So
yeah, it used to be.
I think Supergirl. I think when it was on Channel 2, I don't know if it was on a Friday or Thursday, but again, it didn't do well on that network on that day. It's doing a lot better on the CW on the night that it's on now, which I think it's on a Monday. You know, so Friday is
Sunday.
not good for TV.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm bad at. No, I'm bad at talking.
You just gotta jump in. Just jump.
I'm not very good at catching when people are finishing up.
No, I'm done.
Like,
Sunday, Monday.
Rock rolling. That's what we call that. Rock rolling.
Yeah, it really is. I was just gonna say like Jose is just like long winded. So sometimes when you think like I've kind of fucked up a little bit this episode. I'm like, is he done? Nope. Oh. Yeah.
Just talk. Just fucking talk.
Yeah, just fucking talk.
Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday typically are the premiere days for network TV shows, and Wednesday as well. Thursday and Friday, and Saturday especially. That's when you got to worry Like if your favorite show gets moved one of those days, you're like, oh,
Mm.
like it's like the Target clearance pricing. Like there's a code to it. Like if it ends in an 8, it's like the last clearance before they just throw that shit away. So it's like if it's on a Friday or Saturday, then that's it. Like they're not moving it anywhere else. So yeah, like because those are the days where people like come home, they don't have shit to do. Like I think Thursdays are big on like football or something that it used to be, and that's the reason why they did it. And Friday's the day people go out, supposedly Saturday as well. Sunday people are at home, Monday people are at home, Tuesday people are at home.
Like now with football though, you have like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like that's and fucking Monday, I think. Like you just have like just all these fucking days of football during football season. I don't know how they do it. Like I don't know how or why. I don't get it.
I don't watch pro football. I don't watch college football. I just make my money over that. I don't know how that shit works.
Either.
I know in Atlanta they put a Chick-fil-A in the stadium, and it's only going to be used one day a season. It's only one Thursday game. I mean, it gets used for like concerts and shit, but like for the Falcons games, one day.
Sunday it's closed, right? It's closed on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a big deal. They made a big deal about putting a restaurant there. And people are like, wait a second, you're not open on Sundays. So, like, if you go to a concert or like some other event at the stadium, then yeah, you can get some Chick-fil-A. But if you're going to a football game, you're pretty much fucked.
You're fucked.
Unless you go to that one Thursday night game. It was just the presence of like their name being there.
Yeah,
worth it.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like that was right before this past season. It was like July or August. July, somewhere in there. And like, I saw that and I was like, oh my God. Seriously? But it's advertising. When you're that big of a company, like logical decisions don't really matter. You know, like we laugh at it and they're like, oh, this is strategic marketing.
They're probably,
they're
probably thinking, "Oh, hey, a tax break for spending all this money on ads instead of paying our people."
Yeah, they got some good chicken there.
Man, look, like I don't know if it's because I'm in the South, but we got Chicken Express, we got Southern Classic, we got Raising Cane's. Like Chick-fil-A ain't shit.
Oh, we got Raising Cane's here. I thought Raising Cane's was an Ohio thing. I didn't know it was from Louisiana.
Yeah, it started down in Baton Rouge, and then it just kind of like slowly worked its way up the state, and then they finally like he franchised it out. Like
that's a good tea.
Oh yeah, that's because it's fucking 30.
But the Texas toast and the tea, man, it's spot on.
It's 30% tea, 70% sugar. That's why it's good. It's how we make it down here. Very syrup.
I put a half and half, so that makes sense. Do you have Bojangles down that far?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a North Carolina thing. I don't know how far out it stretches, but that's some good chicken.
We just got a Zaxby's like within the last like year or two.
I think I've been to a Zaxby's like once.
It's pretty good.
Charlotte.
It's like their sauce is very similar to the Cane sauce. They have a lot more on their menu. Like I can go get like chicken strips and that sauce and fries, but I can also get some chicken wings if I want. Like just add some shit to it.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Cane's. Cane's only offers 5 things. They offer chicken tenders. Yeah. They offer chicken tenders, slaw, Texas toast, fries, and tea in some combination or another. Or in a bun, I guess, because they have a sandwich.
Yeah,
with just 3 chicken tenders.
But yeah, it's like that's it. Now there's some of the stores, like there's one in Dallas in the airport. It is actually like there's a handful of them that are breakfast equipped, and that one in Dallas is breakfast equipped. I don't know like what all changes for the breakfast menu, but apparently like it's got like they have like breakfast type stuff there with the chicken. So,
well, that's Hardee's. Hardee's had a breakfast. Do you have Hardee's?
We got Carl's Jr.
Oh, you have Carl's Jr. That's weird. I thought it was just West Coast. Yeah, because they had a fried chicken and an egg sandwich for a little while. That was pretty good.
Well, there was
in contrast,
whenever that shit was going down, where Hardee's was like giving people fucking E. coli and like poisoning and shit.
No, I don't remember that actually.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
don't either.
that may have just happened in this area then, because it was a pretty big deal, like enough that like
Damn.
the one that was here, there was never any here, but like in all the surrounding areas it was, and like the one that was here just suffered for it, and they closed down, and we didn't get a Carl's Jr. till like 11 years later.
That's weird. That was Chipotle here. Well, Chipotle in general, that's what I heard about. Chipotle was fucking making people sick left and right.
You know, I
I've
prefer
never eaten
Moe's
there,
over
actually.
Chipotle, honestly. I don't know if you guys have a Moe's.
This is
No.
this is fast food uncut. By the way, anyone who's still listening, we have transitioned into fast food talk.
Yeah.
I have a Moe's, and Moe's is not very good.
I
in my
don't know,
opinion.
like it's and it may like of course like everything varies on like where you're at and who's making your food and stuff. Like there's a bunch of stoner college kids that work at like my Moe's, and
Yeah.
this is the fattest, like most delicious burritos I've ever eaten. You know,
Well,
we have a Chipotle. Like Chipotle doesn't have enough sauce option for me. I like a saucy burrito.
You're a saucy gentleman. When when Moe's first opened, well, at least in my experience, was I was in Charlotte, so it was like 2003, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, we started ordering Moe's last summer because it was just a different option at our last office space, and like it was never good. We ordered it probably 3 times, and it was always meh.
That sucks. Like yeah, like
But I
here-
remember it being good.
Yeah, I was
What
gonna
kind
say
of
like
food did
here
they serve?
it's still good. It's like it's literally just like burritos and tacos and
Okay.
nachos.
Well, conversely, I remember when I first moved here, we didn't have Chipotle in the South at the time, and that was the first time I had Chipotle. And we went there one time, and Kit was just like, "Oh, it's just Chipotle," and I was like, "This is the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life."
I've only heard about it on South
it's so
Park,
good.
but like Chipotle, like they have like I like they have probably the best like steak, as far as like the burrito joints.
Mhm.
You know, they like just like my deal is like they just don't have any sauces. If they had sauces, I would probably like have a bigger split between them and Moe's. We had a Freebirds here. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I hit mine up with extra tomatillo sauce. It's
Yeah, but like
fine.
it's I don't know. Like my craving for sauces is really weird. When it
Do you
comes
do
to
guacamole?
no, fuck no. Ugh.
That might be why. Okay, that's probably why you don't get that extra layer of cream. I do sour cream and guacamole in mine.
See, like
so.
I don't do either of those. Like I don't like the way like sour cream tastes, and like guacamole. Like I'll eat avocado like that comes in sushi, but like for some reason just the like I don't know if it's the consistency or like the fact that like like a lot of places they'll mix like garlic with the avocado like when they're making the guacamole. Like I just don't care for guacamole.
Yeah,
That
sour
is
cream.
the whitest thing I've ever heard in my life, by the way.
Yeah, sour cream I could do without, but I love guacamole.
Okay, well,
No, my man's
let me
like, hold on,
counteract
he's
that
like,
because like I don't like
he's like,
mayonnaise
I don't,
either.
he's like, I don't do guacamole, and I only eat the avocado that's in sushi. But the avocado with sushi is for white people. And guacamole is fucking ethnic things. So I don't do either. I do one, but I don't do the other.
Yeah, it's just like that's like I won't eat tomatoes on anything, but I love I love ketchup, I love salsa.
I hate raw tomatoes, man.
But yeah, like I can't like anytime I'm at Burger King or McDonald's or whatever, I'm like, yeah, you can keep those fucking red tomatoes.
Yeah, they have to be diced for me, like diced up real nice. I don't like them like big, whole, or sliced, big slices. Yeah, can't do it.
But,
I think we will eventually start talking about comics. Just hang in there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
There's a food truck here, Dakota. You would love. It's called Oh, that's adorable. Ket's making some artwork with hedgehogs, and it's like really, really neat.
Oh.
We have a food truck here called Tortilla, and it's few and far between. It's hard to find them. I have an app. I track food trucks actually on my phone. But it's like Chipotle, but you would love it. They have like 12 sauces.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I'll have to send you a link to it. If you're ever in the area, like this area, let me know. We'll hunt them down. I mean, they've got literally like they have like 50 toppings, and it's a truck. It's like it's not like a little truck. Like it's like a fucking bus.
How far is Columbus from Cincinnati?
About an hour and a half.
No shit.
Not
'Cause,
about an hour, 15 minutes.
I'll I'll basically like I'll be like an hour away from you in
Are you going to
June.
Pete's?
Yeah, I went last year and it was fun. So
I know. I heard it was fun, man. I should go down, but I don't know. Like the people
It's-
that go there, I don't know if it'd be the same people that like I get along with. But I heard people had a really good time there.
this year, like, well, I mean, like, you know, like Sergio went, and it was
like
cool.
Sergio.
Yeah, it
He's
was cool
funny,
hanging out
dude.
with him and Paul from Ripped. Like they went, so it was like, yeah, I mean, like there were a ton of like just convention familiar faces, you know, and a lot of the same
Yeah, it's
people
all the
BotCon
BotCon people.
did TFCon too, so you know, it's like for the most part the same people, but it was good. Like just as a toy show, it was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how friendly that environment would be to me because it's all the
It's
Hasbro people.
Well, it's
But-
like that's the thing. Like, it wasn't just like dude. There was plenty of third party, and like he doesn't.
Oh, I
give a
know.
fuck.
I'm saying like
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual people. Like I just don't know. Like it's people that like I don't really get along with
Dude, like I
for
feel like
one reason or another.
like you would probably be surprised. Like in all honesty, I didn't see like, which of course I don't know too many of the like, you know, Hasbro or Go Kill Yourself people. But I mean, it was like I said, it was pretty cool. And like I'm like this year, it's really weird because it's a Sunday show. But that was like, or it's like a Saturday like afternoon, night, and like then a Sunday all day show.
Oh, I thought it was a 3-day show.
No. It's just it's basically like a day and a half.
Oh,
But like I'm doing the custom class and stuff like that, so I'll be in the custom class on like Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning.
nice.
But yeah, like just it's you know, like I'm friends with a lot of the people that are going to that anyways. You know, so it's always cool to catch up and you know get to see, because you know I did BotCon mostly, so.
Well, it's so close. Like that last BotCon, Kit and I were gonna go down there for Saturday and just not even go in, just hang out like in the bar.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that
Just
bar was
socialize.
crazy. It was a fucking
But,
fish tank. It was.
Yeah,
it
but
was-
we didn't at the last minute because we would have to drive back. So we're like, yeah, it's not really worth it.
You could have.
Yeah,
You could have
something
just crashed in
wrong
my hotel room. Just
No, I didn't really talk to you then.
Yeah. Well, didn't
And then
I'm pretty sure.
Pete's-
I'm pretty sure we bullshit
We
somewhere along
interacted,
the line. Yeah.
We didn't like canoodle and touch each other's
Touch each other's
and
noodles.
stuff like we do now.
Could doodle and touch each other's noodle.
But and then for last year for Pete's, I wanted to go down there for the day, or like for at least a day. But I just didn't want to get down there and things be like weird and awkward. And, you know,
No, dude. Yeah. I understand, but like at the same time, like I don't feel it would have been like, for the most part, people were having their fun, and it was like the panels were cool. Like you know, especially since I'm into like prototypes and shit. You know, so.
Yeah.
I recorded the prototype panel, and then I recorded the panel with like Robbie and Alex, the artist panel. That was pretty cool as well.
yeah, I'm all for a good convention, and I've missed TFCon the last couple of years just because like financially, like I just haven't been able to swing it.
Yeah,
But I might skip this year again, but definitely go next year, depending on where it is. But I've been telling people, like, put a bug in here. Like, we just got a convention center like a block from my apartment. Like, they just opened it. It's like super, like, it's like cutting edge. Like, they've got all the restaurants and the hotel and all that shit. And then there's a cheaper hotel down the road. Like, it's the perfect storm for a convention. And
see,
I'm like,
that's-
hey, if they want to do a Midwest convention, but TFCon here.
that kind of reminded me, like with and I'm sure it'll be like a similar situation this year for Pete's show, but like, so I want to say it was Friday afternoon, night, or whatever. Like whenever we all went to, like, you know, there was the big, like, we all went and saw Transformers, and I fucking passed out 10 minutes into it. And then Jesse took a picture of me, like, after the lights came back on. He was like, "Here's Dakota's review of Transformers 5." And dude, I'm out like a light. But like, but it's because like we went to a bar, like just all the pre-registrants went to a bar, like, you know, like there were some people that weren't 21 that were there for it. But like there was like a little, you know, get like he had a bunch of like sandwiches, and I love sandwiches and I love beer, so it was like a microbrewery kind of bar, and Like I just
Nice.
got fucked up and like ate sandwiches and talked and shit.
If anyone's listening that puts on a toy convention, this convention center by my house, it's also local to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 16 bars and any franchise restaurant you can think of, plus some local ones.
See, that's
And
nice.
there's also a Walmart and a Meijer, which is Amish Walmart, all within close driving distance, plus multiple hotels. So I'm just going to throw that out, and a movie theater. So
It's nice.
yeah,
Sounds like Reston, because Reston was fucking real nice. Like I loved it compared to Chicago the year before.
Yeah.
I really wanted to make it out to Reston because like that I've been to Chicago like twice already. I'm kind of done with it. Like I would not mind getting some Geno's East, but
we have a I love Geno's. We have a Giordano's here in Columbus now. So that's another thing. If you like the Chicago pizza, but you don't want to go to Chicago, we have it here in Columbus. Just saying.
I'm just like I want to say me and Mike are driving down, or we're driving up rather. So I'm just gonna be like, Mike, just drive for an extra hour because we're supposed to be getting there Friday like midday. Just go to Columbus. Just go.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask Kevin. Hold on. Hey, how far is Cincinnati from here? About an hour and 15 minutes. 2 hours. Seems like it should be closer because Dayton. One of these 2 hours. I thought it was a little closer.
Oh, it's fine. Like we drive fast anyways. I want to say we made the drive from Little Rock to that little town. Or it's not Florence. It's Covington, which is basically Cincinnati. No, man. Like I guess he just didn't want to go, but
No,
he should have.
you should have.
One day we'll talk him into. I wish he was driving for TFCon, man. I'd carpool. Like I'd split that drive load with him.
Yeah, but Jose Reston, man, like that, like sucked because I didn't have a car because I took a bus. Because we have one car, so I can't just drive there, and I'm gonna fly when I could take a bus for like $50.
Yeah.
And do you know Rob Springer? I know you do, Dakota. You got to know Rob Springer from RSC.
Yeah. Okay. So is it like Wisconsin, Rob?
No, he's from Georgia. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We it was Sunday night, and like everything was closing down, and we were out of alcohol, and we walked to a liquor store, and someone's like, "Yeah, it's like 5 minutes on the road," and we walked for like an hour, like both ways to get alcohol, and like it sucked. Like it was just there was nothing convenient if you didn't have transportation. But if you're that close to the airport, most people aren't going to have transportation. You know.
Yeah.
And, at least I heard. Wait, no, not Reston. That was Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
Reston was like right in the middle of everything.
Dude, beautiful. Like as soon as you walked out from the back of the hotel, there was a movie theater there. There was plenty of spots to eat, plenty of places to shop. It was gorgeous. Really, really beautiful out there.
Yeah, I was thinking Rosemont. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, Chicago. I had rented a car for 2016, and we used it to get like food and stuff because, of course, they were trying to rape you at the hotel with the prices and stuff. But there wasn't anything to really do.
When I went in 2014, it wasn't that bad. Like the food prices at the hotel, which I mean, of course, like I fucking ate sushi while I was sushi and nachos. I think.
Because they had that Japanese centric kind of menu.
Yeah.
Then they had 2 menus. I remember that. Yeah, because we ate at the restaurant Friday night. I think I had a burger, and then Saturday I had like a shrimp pasta, and then Sunday we ordered pizza. We ordered Giordano's, but everybody was walking around with fucking deep dish pizza. I mean, like literally that year, everyone, especially Friday night, everyone had a box and they were eating pizza out of it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. Like,
Yeah.
every third person had a pizza box in their hand. And they were just eating pizza.
Oh, dude,
Like, it was
are you talking
fucking
about in
nuts.
14?
Yeah,
or-
Chicago. Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. That was. I mean, I was gonna say. I remember. I ordered 2 pizzas on Friday. Whenever I got in, like I ordered one as I got in, and then it got there, and then I got a little hungry later on, and then I ordered another one.
I walked
we had
by
the-
a buddy of mine, and he was like, he just handed me a slice of pizza. Like, he didn't say a word to me. He just handed me a slice of pizza. He's like, here. Like, it was just nuts.
You need to experience this, dude. At the 2015 BotCon, which was in like it was in, like not quite Chicago, but sort of in Chicago, but not really in Chicago. I went to Gino's with Swage, or Mike, or another Mike, I guess. There's a bunch of fucking Mikes,
I know.
but that shit was good. We had like I want to say, and like I really, man, I'm so pissed off at myself because like I couldn't even finish all of that pizza. Like I bought like a $60 pizza, and then I ended up like forgetting it in our buddy Brad's car, and like they put it in
Brad
the
Russell?
refrigerator. Do what?
Brad Russell?
No, not that Brad. I do know
Oh.
that Brad though, Little Rock Brad.
Yeah, I thought I was thinking Brad Russell. I was like trying to connect all the dots here, like
Oh no,
7 degrees of bacon.
Brad. I'm trying to think of of what his like his online name is, but anyways, so like I left my fucking pizza with them, and then like before we all like left, they forgot to tell me that they actually got it and it was in their hotel room. And so Mike was like, "Yeah, dude, with how shitty those hotel rooms were, it's probably still in there if you go back and look for it." Like, yeah.
Was it?
Do what?
Was it?
No. Well, I mean, I haven't been back to look for it yet.
You
Yeah.
should go back and look for it.
I really should. But I don't know which room they were staying in, so I'm just gonna raid all of the like urine smelling room because like the rooms I stayed in, like the rooms we stayed in 15 were the nicer like updated rooms. But the rooms like everybody else stayed in were like smelled like cat piss. Yeah.
See, that's what was good about TFCon. Like, that was a nice hotel. And like we booked late, me and Matt, and they put us in that little annex area, like that tower that was in the corner. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, we weren't in that like main square. We were like off in that spire,
like the
that,
fucking
went off the
spire,
side, like Castle Grayskull. Yeah,
yeah.
and that was a nice room. Like, it was really nice.
I think we stayed in one of the other spires in 14. My group did.
Yeah, that was like, I walked in the hotel and the first thing I wanted to do was take a shower. Like, it was like that kind of hotel room. I was like, man, this is nice. I'm gonna take a fucking shower,
Yeah.
and I did, and I pooped.
The rooms like we like in 16 and in Kentucky, we got the executive because it was only like $10 a night, like $10 more a night, and that was a nice fucking room, dude. That was
In 14, did you go to the Agabus party? Like the Agabus, because he couldn't get a table in time, so he just rented like that weird like apartment. Did you go to that? It was like
no,
around. It was like in like this weird cut. It felt like you were going to like the boiler room, and then all of a sudden it was this like apartment room with like a spiral staircase. It was like double layers and shit.
I don't know.
It was,
Like I may have like I really like what was that on a Friday? Like honestly, I drank both
That was all
nights.
weekend.
And, like,
that was
okay, I
all
was gonna
weekend.
say like I probably did because like I know like I always like whenever I go to cons, I always start in Brett's room. I always go to the Megamus party because he's
We were probably in the same fucking rooms. I just didn't know you then because I went to Brett's room. Like,
Yeah.
I went to all the rooms.
and that's what I normally do. But like I'll do that while I'm drinking, and I'll just
Yeah.
be fucking drunk and forget. Like in 14, my plane left at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night, and I'm still drinking and going to rooms and shit and like hanging out with people in the lobby. And then I go back to my room and I fall on the floor. Thank God I had my phone set for like 5 in the morning, and my phone wakes me up. I'm like, oh shit! So I just like staggered my way, to the shuttle to get to the airport.
When I went in 14, I took a loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, a jar of jelly, and a half gallon of vodka, enough clothes for the weekend, and my medical equipment that I need to sleep. And that was what I took.
Yeah.
and I just drank all weekend, and people were buying me drinks. It was like Shattercast was the new thing. So like people were at the bar, they're like, "Oh, you're Shattercast, here, let me buy you a drink." And like I didn't pay for a drink, like at the bar. I mean, Friday night I bought myself a few beers, but like Saturday and Sunday, like I didn't pay for a drink. It was pretty nice actually, but like. Yeah, that was a blur, but that was awesome. Like with TFCon, like if it was only Friday night before the show even opened, like the 2 years I went, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Like I had a good enough time just drinking with people like Friday night that like if there hadn't even been a show on Saturday, I would have had a good trip.
And that's kind of my I guess my stance on it too. Because Friday night, I was helping with dealer setup, so I bought all the shit that I wanted that weekend Friday night before the dealer room even opened on Saturday. You know, I had all the things I wanted, so I just spent like I got up like late as fuck Saturday, and I was like, man, I hope they have some of those Mario and Luigi,
Oh yeah, the Mech Idea figures.
Yeah,
Mech Idea? Was that it?
Yeah, they were Mech Ideas, the Huffer and Pipes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I hope I was able to get to these in time, and like, yeah, they had. I probably bought like one of the last 3 sets. So because they stretched them over like 3 shows, it was crazy.
The only exclusive I really bought because they were selling those, right? Like TFCon was selling those, right?
Yeah, TFCon was selling those.
Yeah, I think the only exclusive I bought that weekend was that tape that.
The purple one.
That's what it's called. Yeah, then I ended up trading it at Sportimus for a Reveal the Shield wind charger. And then I sold that for like $35. So I actually made $15. That was good.
I heard that tape sucked though. Like I heard like the quality on it was.
It was worse than the original, and the original one was bad.
Yeah, and like I didn't get the.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't get parts out. It was just bad. So
yeah, I didn't buy the Erector or the Shafter either, or the Axis or whatever they called it. The Nemesis Erector, whatever. I didn't get any of that because like I really wasn't, and I'm still not really collecting G1 Masterpiece. But I got the G2 breakdown from Fans Project while I was there. That was a cool one to get.
Oh, I didn't get that. Yeah, I saw it and I wanted it, but I didn't get it. I got the Azalea, and then I sold it, and then I regretted it because I actually kind of wanted it. Like I didn't want to sell it. But like I spent a lot of money that trip, so I was trying to recoup some of my loss. And someone wanted it, but I really regret selling that. But I picked up a lot of stuff for people.
Was that the Alita?
No, it was the one that was like the bluish and green colors. It was actually like Alex Milne's original color scheme before Hasbro was like, no, she's got to be pink. Like it was what he wanted her to look like.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I got like kind of, sort of, like not quite Paradron Medic colors, but yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, like I got that. I picked up that Grand Maximus, the Toy World one that
I almost TF Source had.
TF Source was selling, yeah, because I saw the sign. I was like, oh shit, I know about this. I picked up a couple of kits from what's his name? The Shapeways guy, Ariel Lemon, Fake Booster.
Yeah.
I picked up a couple of things he had because I thought that he had a shit. What's his fucking name? What's the DJD guy with the faceplate? Not Tarn, but the one with the spikes. Voss. He made a Voss, and word got out that like it through telephone in the bar. They were going to be selling early copies of MMC Voss at his table, and it ended up being a model kit that he made, like a Shapeways kit.
Yeah, which was still a pretty cool that's still a pretty cool Voss.
Yeah, so I picked that up, and I picked a few other things up, but I didn't go too crazy. But it was funny, like that Monday morning when people were leaving, or Sunday night, Monday morning. The hallways where at least in my area, was nothing but boxes. Because people ditched all their boxes so they could pack all their figures in their suitcases to take back on the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like piles. Like housekeeping was like sweeping that shit into a big pile like it was snow.
So that weekend, all I brought was a carry-on. Since like I knew I was just gonna be there like for a couple of days, and I was like, well, I'm probably not gonna, whatever. So I didn't think that I was gonna find some of the stuff that I did, and I was like, oh shit. But like I ended up finishing or catching up with my collectors club like exclusives that weekend. Like I bought the Seacons, and
Nice.
I thought I'd never would have found them, so I saw them and I waited around for the dude to get back, and I was like, I'm buying those Seacons from you, and so
That's a set that's like King Neptune or whatever, like the white ones.
Yeah. Or the King Poseidon, God Neptune, whatever it is.
God Neptune, yeah.
It's the G1 ones, but they're like purple, and it is the original color that they were going to use them for, I think, in the Universe line. But they ended up canceling it, so I think the club picked it up and did a small run. But anyway, so it's like I got that, and I just didn't think about it. I saw it and I wanted it, and I was like, fuck, I hope I can get this in my carry-on. And it just so happened to fit perfectly in the carry-on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a dumbass that year. Like I picked up a bunch of shit for people, and I actually threw out my own boxes so I could carry everybody else's shit mint in box.
Yeah. 2015 was ridiculous. I brought a bunch of like spices from home because down here in Louisiana we get the good shit, and we grilled burgers and chicken and shit like one of the nights, and so I was packing everything up Sunday. And I bought a Primus, right? The Cybertron Primus. And I was like, fuck, how am I fitting? I bought a bunch of shit in 2015. And so I had everything zipped up, and just the seasonings that I brought were just bulging out of it. So I had to leave them in Chicago.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think Chicago had UPS on site that you could ship out, but they were just charging ridiculous prices for the service. Though.
And that's how it is.
Yeah, they wanted $50 to ship a fucking little box back home to Ohio, which was 6 hours away. And I'm like, you're fucking, because it was FedEx price, and I used our account number, and with our discount, but it was a $30 surcharge or some shit, like a business, business surcharge.
I made that mistake.
Yeah,
I made that mistake at BotCon in California. I stopped, because especially since I was just mailing people's stuff out, I was just like, look, because I picked up a lot of stuff for people that year. I made quite a bit of money that year, but then when I went to go ship my own stuff out, I grabbed 2 of the box set cases from Fun Pub. I was like, hey, I need this. And there were toys that I just didn't want to wait on or risk, and I put those in my carry-on. Because that was another one. I just went with a carry-on. I was like, fuck it, I'll ship stuff back. And so I used all of my dirty clothes as packing material for these 2 big ass boxes. And dude,
that's a good idea. Actually,
it ended up costing me $140 to fucking send those 2 boxes.
Dude.
They're what was I gonna do? It was Sunday. The fucking super shuttle was gonna be there in an hour and a half, and there's no way I could have there was a FedEx I think down the road. But I wasn't sure if they were open or not. Anyway, it was a fucking nightmare.
Next con I go to, this is what I'm going to do. And I will hook you guys up if you want. I'm going to print shipping labels because they don't cost shit until they get scanned. And I'm going to print shipping labels out, and I'm going to take 10 of them and put them in my fucking wallet. Yeah. And if there's anything I need to ship from the con, it's taken care of. There's no surcharge. And that's just what I'm going to do. And if I don't use them, they don't cost anything. Just throw them in the trash.
Exactly.
So if you guys need a shipping label, let me know. And then that's just what I'm going to do next time I go. Because when I went to Charlotte, we drove. And still, I barely had room in the fucking car because I had 2 dogs. I had mine and Ket's luggage, plus everything. Because I fucking got a lot of shit. That was the con I bought a lot of shit. But mostly, I picked up my pre-orders from Chosen Prime, and I picked up some other stuff. But I had a bunch of fucking shit, and I barely had room in the car for all of it because I had to have the back seat open for the dogs. That's how I carried some shit in my lap. I had 2 toys on my lap on the way home.
Dude, that's how it was coming back 2016. I rented a car, right? They gave me a little Nissan Versa because I wasn't gonna put all those miles on my fucking 15-year-old Camaro. But that whole fucking car was packed, and it was all my shit. And I rode I carpooled with somebody, but he spent all of his money at my local Walmart getting Star Wars figures. So He's just like, yeah, I spent all my con money. So all of his stuff was like at my house over the weekend. But like even coming back from like Pete's show last year, which granted, like Brad Russell, he rode with us and he was a dealer, so we had a bunch of his stuff to like account for. But
Yeah, he's a good dude.
yeah, but it was
He's a
still
little Jesus-y for my taste, but he's a good dude. Well, I'm not. It's not nothing offensive, like at all. I'm just saying, like, you know, we have varying point of views on things.
Oh
But
yeah,
he's a good dude. Like, he's a really nice guy. Like, I would not kick him out of bed or the dinner table.
yeah.
But
Dude
you
knows
guys-
his good food too. So
Huh?
I
Oh
said
yeah,
that
he
dude
does
knows-
know shit, definitely. When you guys go to cons, do you do a lot of outside shopping? Like, do you go to like Walmarts and stuff in the area and look for stuff?
But dude, we did that shit in 2014, and I was like, y'all, this shit's dumb. There's a fucking dealer room full of the shit that we want for like $5 over cost. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, like I did, but it was like I just thought that shit was dumb. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna go and shop in this dealer room instead of wasting time at Target down the road.
Yeah, I just asked because I see a lot of people are like posting like hauls, and they're like, "Oh, we went to this Target 2 miles away from the convention and got everything we wanted." So I wasn't like sure like if that was the thing because I don't buy retail typically. Like I buy like Black Series, and I buy Spider-Man related like important Marvel Legends like Sinister Six and shit like that. Like I mean I don't buy like random character in the wave, but I'll buy like you know an important villain or something like that. So I was just curious.
Some
my-
people just
my-
have that luck though.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
did that
cool.
in Charlotte, and I didn't find shit. I went to Target
Yeah.
and Walmart and didn't find shit. It was like, all right, let's just go to the hotel.
The thing is just I think that anybody that's going to those conventions, I could just imagine that they're just searching the surrounding toy stores in the area or superstores just to clean them out if they could find anything. So I don't, me personally, I don't bother to try to go and look because my intentions for going to like conventions, I've gone to like the last 2 TF cons, it's just to go to hang out with people and have a good time.
Yeah.
And
You know.
and like another thing is like typically depending on the convention, like BotCon I always got there on a Tuesday, because I had like the class on Wednesday, and I had Thursday to bullshit, and then I had then all the stuff that happened basically from Thursday to Sunday, official and unofficial. But like Tuesday would be the day like we'd stock up on beer, snacks, and like that's whenever we would look. But after that, like there was no going back to like Walmart or Target. So,
Yeah, I mean, most of the shit I would look for would be non-Transformers.
yeah.
So that would be the only attraction for me, I guess. But I was just curious because
I feel like there's a lot of crossover though with like Transformers and like Star Wars and stuff, especially like in the Transformers fandom. Like, a lot of you guys like Star Wars. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, and that's all well and good, but like
I'm hanging up on
see
you
it.
right now.
It's not like I don't hate it. Like I just more or less I feel obligated to finish up. Like I just feel obligated to watch it. Like I don't feel excited to watch it. I just feel obligated to watch it.
Is your favorite movie Phantom Menace?
No, my favorite movie is Rogue One.
All right, you're fine. I'll let that slide. That can slide. That's a decent one. If you're not a huge fan, that's a good movie to like. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I've seen all the movies. Like I never got into the like extended universe stuff. Like I like growing up. I watched 4, 5, and 6. Like I had the VHS tapes and everything. But like, and I guess it was like just whenever Phantom Menace and movie 2 and Revenge of the Sith came out. Like I just like Phantom Menace. Like I was like whatever. Like even though I was in that age group, I was like whatever.
Yeah.
Movie 2 came out and I fucking lost interest in it. And like I want to say like my mom rented it from like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, and like we were watching it and I just decided to like get up and go play with toys. Like just during the middle of like I wasn't like an ADD kid or anything. Like I loved sitting and watching and absorbing story, but so there was that, and like I didn't watch Revenge of the Sith until it came on TV.
Oh wow. No, that one I was excited for when it came
That,
out.
me
Like
too.
I was,
that was like of that particular trilogy. That's the one that I enjoy the most of that
Yeah.
trilogy. Without
same
a doubt.
here. Same here.
Yeah,
I'm
I can
I'm
agree with
similar.
that.
I'm similar to Dakota. Like I'm a fan of the movies. I never got into the expanded stuff. Like I've read a few comic story arcs and stuff like that, but nothing too deep. Like never the novels. So like even with The Last Jedi, like I took it, I watched it. I'm like, okay, this is good. Like I enjoyed it, and I could understand the people that didn't, but they were probably more invested than I were. They probably had an idea of Luke and what he should be or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I was just like, look, I get why people are upset, but like to me, I'm like, hey, that was a good film, and I
Mhm.
only go by what the films have shown me. I never read all the expanded shit to know what happened afterwards and who had kids with who or whatever. So I didn't have any expectations as far as like who these characters should be or whatever. So I just took it for what it is. And similar with the prequels, like the Phantom Menace, it was like that was okay. Attack of the Clones, I honestly barely remember. Like that's the one I've watched the least out of all of them.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking hard to hear.
Yeah, and then when Revenge of the Sith came out, like I was most excited for that one because I'm like, oh man, this is the one. This is where he becomes Darth Vader. You're gonna see how that happened, and that along with The Empire Strikes Back are the ones and Rogue One are the ones that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, like I saw Phantom Menace in the theater when I was like 17, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
99, right?
Yeah, I was pumped because it was a new Star Wars movie, and then that. But it was the same year we saw X-Men in the theater, and I was pumped for that. But then I look back and I'm like, are those really good movies? And like now, like when Phantom Menace, like I got Kit into Star Wars because like Kit, her first Star Wars movies were the prequels, like, and she hated that shit. And I was like, all right, I got to get her in this. And now she loves Star Wars, but I was like, I had to get her into it. And so I had to figure out like a way to like deprogram and reprogram. And like I started showing her I showed her the originals and then the prequels, and was like, just this is what it is, and and she loves Star Wars now. It's awesome. It's so cool. But
it was the originals that did it for her that got her to like fall.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, nice. All
and
right.
just the way it all flowed.
Yeah.
And see, I don't like. I guess that's like I said, that may be my issue because I grew up with the second, like the prequels, and not necessarily grew up, but that's what was coming out. Like while I was still kind of invested into like fantasy and shit like that, like as a kid, it just like they just didn't stick. Like I thought Darth Maul was cool as fuck, and like that was all I really had to remember Phantom Menace by. Darth Maul was awesome.
Yeah,
and then like movie 2, I went and played with toys, and like movie 3, like pretty much start to finish, I think I enjoy movie 3.
I dug it. Yeah, I dug it too. Like I drug my cousin out to go watch that movie. We went to IMAX like 10 in the morning, first showing, first day when it came out. He's a Star Wars fan, but he was like, I can't believe like you dragged me out here, 10 a.m. IMAX Star Wars, and it was funny. Like, and it was a good time. Like I actually remember going to the theater for that one. It's just one of those experiences I had a good time with. But I thought that was the best of the prequels, and seeing how everything happened. Like I enjoyed that. Like I know the prequels got like a lot of hate and stuff, and I can understand why. Like to my cousin, he felt like Anakin was like a little bit like too whiny and bitchy. He's like, hey, this guy's supposed to be Darth Vader. He was
6 years old.
but yeah, well, he's a child in part 1, and then part 2, like. When he was, he killed all the sand people or whatever. And he's like, I killed them all, the women, the children. Like just him crying, and then even in the third one,
he was knocking back younglings.
Yeah, like no, but even in the third one, when he, the whole part with the Emperor and he killed Mace Windu, and then he was like, "What have I done?" And he's like, why the fuck is he crying? Like, stop crying.
Have you read the comic? Have you read the Marvel Darth Vader comic? There's 2 of them, but there's the current one starts at that moment where he's like, no, and he's just like,
That's such a
like
good
the
fucking
whole-
impression, though, Craig.
but the whole thing is he's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, what did I get myself into? Like, it's such a good fucking book. Because can we talk? Should we talk about comics? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we can kind of dabble into it, like, but that's like, you're kind of bringing it up, Greg. Like, if there's ever any kind of expanded Star Wars stuff I would get into, it would probably be that Darth Vader comic, just because.
Both of them, both series are so fucking good.
Yeah, I don't feel like the movies have done Vader any justice, because, like, obviously back in the day, like, slow and fucking stiff, and we didn't see enough of him in movie 3, or like we saw a little bit of him in Rogue One, but like, I want to see badass Vader.
You seen that meme of Darth Vader in Obi-Wan, like from episode 1 or episode like 4, whatever, the first one, and they're standing there with their lightsabers, like, remember we used to fucking do backflips and shit on the lava planet? And then Obi-Wan's like, yeah, we're so fucking old.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the movies only give you snippets and stuff, so the best stuff is always going to be in the expanded material, because you don't have to worry about a budget. In a comic book, you could fucking write a story about whatever you want without having to worry about a budget, special effects, or anything. You could make it as grandiose as you want to make it. And same thing, almost like in animation, even though there are limitations there. So, like, if you're reading a novel, if you're reading a comic, that's where you're always going to find the best stuff, like, with these characters. Because the movies, like I said, give you short spans of times in these characters' lives. You don't see enough.
Do you guys watch the animations?
I've seen a few here and there, but not a lot. Honestly.
I heard.
I can't get into them. Like,
I heard they were both really good, though. I haven't seen them, but I heard like the story, and like I heard Rebels was fucking amazing. So.
Well, I'm literally looking at a stack of fucking expanded universe books. So like I've read the books and like the comics, but yeah, I couldn't get into the shows as much. Mm-hmm. It might be like the presentation. I feel like it's like SpongeBob Star Wars, if that makes any sense. If you've actually watched them. Like just the way they ham it up. But
yeah, I hear Rebels is very good, and like Clone Wars, it's 5 seasons, so it's a lot to slog through if you haven't watched it. But I hear you could kind of go online and get the essential episodes that you could kind of watch and get the gist of the series and see the best of it.
I think I'm on season 2 after 2 years of trying to watch it. I think I'm on season 2. Yeah. So, and I love Star Wars more than anything else in the world. But it's just weird to watch it. But I want to get Rebels, because I hear Rebels is good. But then we've got 3 or 4 seasons of Rebels
by this point now. Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's fun. But the books are good. But like now, like a Phantom Menace, like they were on TV not too long ago, and we turned on Phantom Menace, and I made it like 3 minutes into it, and I turned it off. Like I just couldn't watch it anymore. Like, I just couldn't. Like, I just don't enjoy that movie anymore. Like, it was fine the first couple times, but now it's just boring.
I like the last 15 minutes of it. The last 15 minutes of it, I'll catch it every time I can. Yeah.
Exactly. And then the second one, like, you get, like, Count Dooku. Well, who the fuck's he? And then you get General Grievous. It's like, who the fuck's he? I mean, he's cool. Like, that whole thing where Obi-Wan pops up, he's like, hello there. And they fight, like, that's cool. But, like, who the fuck are these people? Like, their introduction is through the crawl. And then, like, the third one, it's like Jose said, like, I was excited to see that shit. I was living in Charlotte. I remember it vividly. And I took the bus all the fucking way out to the south side to the big, nice movie theater. I stopped at the bar. I had some $2 Guinnesses. There was an Irish bar that was their everyday special. It was $2 pints of Guinness. And I had a few of those. And I stopped at the record store. I bought some records. And then I went to see the movie. And that was my Friday night. It was I was pumped. Like, it was awesome. And I loved it. It was cool to see it. Like, it was cheesy as fuck.
Yeah. But I fucking loved it.
You are
Loved it.
supposed to be the chosen one.
Yep.
You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not become them. But like, it was cool to see it.
20-minute
And then-
fucking fight scene.
Yeah, like jumping the platforms. I had no
Yeah.
reason to do this, except to make it dramatic. But like, I feel like the new movies, and people are like, I think a lot of the hate on the new movies. I mean, I think there's a thing with the internet, like the rise of internet trolls and things like that. Like, I mean, that really is like if you when the Last Jedi came out, I was looking at reviews, and I saw an article that pointed me in this direction. But if you went on IMDb, if you go in The Shape of Water, that movie that came out the same weekend, there were all these negative reviews about Star Wars on it. And it's where the internet bots fucked up.
Oh my god.
And they're like, this is the worst Star Wars movie ever. I wish more for Luke. And like, I mean, there's 150 of them on there from that
You know,
weekend.
that's kind of like what we were talking about, in the last information creep. Like, dude, the internet has just fucking ruined us.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's shit's crazy. But
I think like the new movies, like I think they do more to expand the universe, and just do different things
Yeah.
than the
Right.
prequels did. But I mean, there are people that swear by the prequels too, like Pinkerton. He loves the prequels, and I'm not knocking him for it. I mean, he just made a post I think today or yesterday about it, like how he loves the prequels, or a comment rather.
Mhm.
And I bought like the figures and stuff just to have a representation. But I really didn't care. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care about those movies because I don't care about those movies. Oh, I don't care about those movies like characters because I don't care about those movies. But
Yeah.
Star Wars is one of those things where if you collect like merchandise, like you need to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, you're gonna go in over your head really quick.
Yeah, man. Like I always thought like Transformers was that I'm in over my head thing, especially like to the degree that I collect Transformers, like with my game plan. But then I just saw Star Wars and the capacity of like the same things that I'm into with Transformers, like in Star Wars, I was like, holy shit, I'm glad I'm not collecting anything from like the most like the worst thing that I want is like a Darth Revan. And like since I don't buy the line, I can't like commit the money to it. You know, but it's just like just seeing it, I'm like, well, if I'm done, like if there's no prototypes to buy and like I've got all the other like bullshit that I want for Transformers, like I'll probably toss $100 to that thing. Like, sure.
I'm
I like
glad
that.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not into it, like the merchandise and stuff like that. Like on top of everything else I'm into, like that's a rabbit hole. Like that, I'm glad I'm not. And like I'll do the DVDs and Blu-rays, and that's about it. You know, it's good enough for me.
I like Darth Revan. Like I like that game a lot.
Yeah. Was
but,
he from The Force Unleashed or was it
No, that was the original. Oh shit, what was it called? The Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you.
And I like that game. I just don't have interest in having a figure of it. I mean, I like him, and
I
like if they made more figures, if they made more figures from that, it's the same thing with Jaina Solo. Like if they made like more figures from that, because I'm like once again I'm literally looking at a stack of books, and it's that series that I'm looking at right now on my bookshelf. And like when I tilt my head forward, and if they made more characters from that, then I would buy them, like the Jizambong and all that shit. I would buy them, but
you don't want some shit that's just like by itself, like out of place.
Yeah.
And I get that, but like I mostly collect 3.75 inch. So
which ones?
The 3 3/4 inch. I think that's mostly like, as far as like I prefer that for like my Marvel figures, just because like I like to think that like my Marvel and my G.I. Joes and whatever else, I can all just put it like together. It can all just be together. That's like the ultimate toy box experience, I still buy some like the 6-inch Legends and You know, like I still appreciate that, but it's not near as like my love is definitely in that 3 3/4 inch department.
Yeah,
So
that's old school.
yeah, and I don't know, I like it. It's for me it's just an ideal scale for action figures. I don't know why. You know, because I
You have
grew up
more
mostly
options with that too.
yeah, you like because they come out with with a lot more stuff in 3 3/4 inch than they do in 6 inch, and that's just about every brand too. You know, like I just picked up a Marvel Legends Ares, and I've had that 3 3/4 inch one for a couple of years now. So
I still see that Aries on the shelf. The 3 3/4 one. I mean,
really,
yeah, yeah, Meyer, which is like once again,
oh,
like
I got you.
Spanish Walmart. Like they still have some figures. All right, but here's my thief story. But I have another story or another thing. But real quick, I went to TJ Maxx and I bought a bunch of Marvel Legends and took them back to Meyer for a gift card because I really wanted to buy something and didn't have the money for it. And they still have this Marvel Legends on their shelf, and it's been like 4 years. But anyway, well, I put work into it because I had to get those price tags off. Anyway,
right.
whatever. It's been a while. I'm better now. I'm not robbing banks or anything. I'm just buying Marvel Legends.
You got your fix with that.
I told Kit I was like I'm not buying Star Wars because I started buying Transformers again. I was like I'm not buying Star Wars. Like I love Star Wars. I have all the books. I buy books. I'm like I'm not buying Star Wars right now. Like I can't go down the rabbit hole. And then pops. Ironically, I bought Kit a Carl Grimes Walking Dead pop because I thought it was cute and I thought she'd like it. And we bought a couple of Walking Dead pops, and now we have like 400 pops. And we subscribed to a Star Wars pop box and all that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy some Black Series. And I started with what was my first Black Series? I can't even remember. I don't even remember. I bought like one, and then I started buying SH Figuarts, and now I have a whole fucking collection of Star Wars.
So you made a fucking hella jump from Black Series to Figuarts, like as far as price point goes,
Well, if they're stormtroopers, I usually buy the Black Series because they're comparable. I might buy one Figuarts. Like the Praetorian Guards, I actually bought 2 Figuarts Praetorian Guards and 6 of the Hasbro to have the full set of 8 because the 2 Figuarts are actually cheaper than the Hasbro because the price shot up on them because they were exclusives.
Huh.
Yeah, the ones with the heavy blade.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought there was one that was like in that 4-pack that you had to pay like $80 for. So I didn't need the other 3 figures in it. So I bought the Figuarts for $35. And then the Amazon exclusive heavy blade sold out, and the third-party sellers were reselling it for like $50. So I bought the Figuarts for $40.
Yeah.
Because it just made sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But like if it has a face, if it's a Figuarts, I'll buy it because their faces are better.
But like,
so I have an Obi-Wan. I have the Obi-Wan Black Series, but Figuarts has Obi-Wan coming out, so I ordered it. And once I get that, I actually have a what if. I bought a bunch of like random custom heads. Mm-hmm. I have like a what if Anakin didn't turn to Darth Vader, old man Anakin head, and I'll put it on the Obi-Wan body.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I bought the lot because there was more shit in it I wanted than I didn't want.
Right.
But I have other stuff, so I might as well use it, right?
Oh yeah.
Makes
sense. So it's like an old man Anakin head.
Well,
I also bought some fucking customs. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be long-winded like Jose.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually bought some custom Star Wars stuff. Like I bought more custom Star Wars stuff than anything else. Like I have the Jedi spirits, like the Obi-Wan, the Yoda, and the Sebastian Shaw.
Wait, not Sebastian Shaw. That wasn't his name, right? Who was the guy that played Darth Vader in the first one? That was Sebastian Shaw. Yeah, I have those like the Force spirits. They're like this dude custom made them, and he casted them in blue, translucent vinyl or resin.
No
So I
shit.
have Force Ghost, and like I have like Emperor Palpatine transmission, like a translucent blue transmission for Darth Vader to like kneel in front of and shit. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on.
Oh no,
talk
that's,
on
I
that.
was just gonna say like that, just that whole that rabbit hole thing, like kind of like what we were talking about. Like, you're like, well, I'm not gonna really like that's how like like especially with Transformers, I was like, okay, Beast Wars and exclusive and like club and convention exclusives. That was all I was gonna go after. And then of course like I started reading the comics and third party started putting out a bunch of stuff. So now I have a Lost Light shelf, and now I've got GI Joes to go with the because now I'm making an Optimus Prime XRID shelf. But like that kind of like happened with comics too. Like whenever I picked up the Transformers books, I was reading a couple of things like I was reading Captain America, or I'd been reading Captain America, and I'd been reading Thor. But like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pick up Transformers, and that's gonna be it. And now like I'm reading GI Joe. I've picked up like Weapon X, Cable. I was never like I never really read the Avengers books, and like I just decided to pick up Avengers because I was like, well, there's this thing going on, and it looks fun, and like that's just fucking how it spiraled out of control.
See, so it looks like the marketing and the advertising worked with you, because that's usually what they do when they try to do all these big events and
Well,
crossovers. They
it's
want to
not
make you
really.
buy all the other titles, and so you can read and get the whole story.
Okay, so like Avengers, the No Surrender thing, it's not really a crossover. It's just kind of a big Avengers book. Like it's a 16-part weekly thing, and like they brought back Voyager from back in the day. But like I was like, cool, like I want to check this out. And like fortunately, like I'm not regretting. Like we're 7 books in. I'm not regretting it. And like this book is how they're gonna bring back the Incredible Hulk. Like Bruce Banner. But as far as like marketing shit,
Oh,
that
I don't
did
want to
work
buy
on me,
that.
huh? What's up?
Oh, you said bring back Bruce Banner, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy this.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it's like it's gonna happen. Like the Incredible Hulk, like after it picks up, like, sometime in March, it's supposed to be like their next story is gonna be World War Hulk 2, and like I'm kind of considering picking it up. Like I don't even read fucking the Incredible Hulk, like, but I remember reading the World War Hulk story, and I was like, that was a good fucking story.
Yeah.
So
That was a good book.
I don't know if that's gonna be like this year's Secret Empire. You know what I mean? So, but like as far as marketing went, like speaking of Secret Empire, I was already reading Cap, but I didn't feel like inclined to need to pick up like the other expanded
All the other
issues,
books.
like of
Okay.
Daredevils and Defenders, and like
Yeah.
I didn't feel the need to pick those up for Secret Empire.
Yeah.
But marketing, Tales of Suspense, like that shit caught me. Because like they pitched it as a mystery, like this kind of espionage sort of mystery thing, and it has been such a good book. I read the third book of the 5-parter earlier today, and it's getting really good.
Have you been keeping up with what Marvel's been doing like over the past couple of years? Because I haven't been reading their books, but like it seems like, do they have like different universes, kind of like what DC is?
Well, like whenever they did the big reset, they basically killed off all of their other universes. Like the last 2 universes to really be there were the Ultimates universe and the 616.
Okay.
Which is like the main universe.
The main Marvel universe, yeah.
Yeah. And then like that shit eventually they literally just collided with each other, and then they did Battle World with God Doom and the big like secret war.
That's where they started losing me. That's where they started losing me, because with the Battle World and stuff like that, because it seemed like each world had its own like reality going.
And it was like that was fucking tough to keep up with.
Yeah.
Well, that was
That was Secret War 2, right? That was at the end where the Richards went off to like start new universes.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what that one. Yeah, that's what that one was.
Yeah,
Like they were placing like they were basically putting the universe back together. They were putting everything like back together as it needed to. Like that's how Old Man Logan was able to come into the 616, the main universe, where like Wolverine had already died. You know,
Right, Wolverine's back. See, because I kind of like I picked titles I was interested in with that one, and I bookmarked them, and then I left them alone because I'm gonna binge read them in like a year.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm actually following
coming back. Like it's supposed to be like he's coming back in like a mini series, like Countdown to Infinity or something like that.
Oh, I thought he already came back. I mean,
No.
I haven't read it.
I mean, he's made some cameos in a few books where he's just like walking around. He's like, so what's going on here? Like, what's this? What's that? But like that pisses me off about Marvel, man. Like nothing is really like if you read more than a handful of books, like nothing is coherent. Like so, if you're reading Avengers and you're also reading Captain America and Thor, nothing matches up there. Nothing matches up to what's going on in Avengers right now.
Yeah.
You know, and like I wish they would fucking get some cohesiveness to their universe. Because like right now in the Captain America book, he's in the year like 2022 or something like that, or 2025. Yet he's fucking frozen on current day Earth right now, or not frozen. He's basically like locked in place on current day Earth right now in the Avengers book. You know,
in Adamantium. Well, I mean, if he's frozen now and he's walking around the future, I mean, that's kind of.
Well, he's not. He's like I used the word frozen. I used it in a wrong way.
Isn't he like stuck in the Adamantium? Well, he was stuck in
no, that's
Adamantium.
Wolverine. I was talking
you're
about
talking about
America.
You're talking about Captain America. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But right now Wolverine's walking around like in modern day. Like I don't think they showed off how he got out of his adamantium, but he's carrying around the fucking space gem. So
yeah,
that's probably what it is.
I saw that.
You know, so it's gonna be interesting, but like that's like that. I don't know how much of that's gonna fucking hold water.
Yeah, it's funny too how you brought up how like none of the books kind of like jiving up with each other, because I think recently I read on the DC side, like that was almost kind of addressed with Batman in a recent Justice League comic, because Batman's in so many books, you know, Batman, Detective Comics, then he's in Justice League, he's in Justice League of America, and then like in one of the latest Justice League issues, he was fucking up and making bad decisions. And at the end of the book, they basically were saying like, hey, like they basically voted him out of that leadership role. And they brought up that point of him being spread so thin, being like on so many teams and shit like that, like, you know, like his focus being divided. So I thought that was kind of like funny, because it is true. It's like, it's the same thing. Like every month he's in fucking 5, 6, 7 different books. And it's like, like how could he be doing so much fucking shit? You know, like come on,
that's like Old Man Logan is now. You know, Old Man Logan's he's in like 4 or 5 books. It's insane.
I've had a really hard time with that because I've been trying to read Batman. Because I've never been a DC fan, but like there's like I like Batman. You know what I mean? Like everybody likes Batman. You know? Like I like Batman, and I would like to get into some other characters a little bit more, because I was a little prejudiced to Marvel when I was a child. Like I that was my thing.
You were I
guess guy? I was prejudiced against DC. Yeah, I read Marvel. You know, like I read Spider-Man and all that shit, X-Men. Like that was my thing. So but I always liked Batman too, because Batman was cool. Like the Flash and Superman were kind of corny. And Green Arrow was kind of corny. Wonder Woman was corny. But yet Spider-Man was cool. Anyway, so like I've been trying to get back into Batman, and I've really been into the post New 52 stuff with Batman Volume 3. But then I see like, he's got like 5 or 6 books going on right now. So I'm only really following the one. So it's been really confusing for me trying to get back into it. So I mean, like that whole thing you just said with the Justice League, that's actually really funny to me, because there's so much Batman going on at one time.
And like,
Exactly.
I don't feel like it's being referenced in the main line, like the Batman comic. Like, he doesn't talk about, like, you know,
Yeah.
how there's like that exposition that happens in books where they're like, oh, you know, like if it's Marvel, it's like, oh yeah, we just got back from fighting the Spider Killers, and then it'll be
Yeah.
like, see Justice League issue, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They don't do too much of that anymore. Sometimes
And,
I've
like,
seen it, but not too much.
they really need to, because like I feel like if anyone hasn't read Old Man Logan, they need to read through Past Lives and just pick one of the other books he's in and just split it off from there. Like, I decided to stick with Weapon X because I liked, you know, I liked that team there. You know, Wolverine or Old Man Logan, Sabretooth, Warpath, Domino, and Lady Deathstrike. I think it's so far it's been a very interesting book, especially with like the the Weapon H story arc. But like, he was in Gold, and like none of the shit that was referenced in Gold was doing anything. And like, and then of course the Old Man Logan book's still going on. Like, there was a deal with like the Hillbilly Hulks again, and then he's also in Weapon X, and then he's also doing this. I think he was in he's in Astonishing X-Men as well. It's just like, it's too fucking all over the place, and there's no reference point for any of it.
To be on a comic book podcast, like, I really feel like kind of shitty when I say things like I'm about to say, but like X-Men, like I tried to jump back into X-Men, and like I read a couple of different books, and then I Homer Simpson into the bush because like I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then I was just like, yeah,
Dude,
So
it's
I
hard,
back the
dude.
fuck
It's
out.
hard.
like with
It's
X-Men,
hard.
I started, I started Blue and Gold. And like, honestly, right now I'm kind of kicking myself in the teeth for not sticking with it. Because like I got the X-Men Prime like one shot, which kind of set up Blue and Gold. And it was like, they were good. Like I said, I wish I would have stuck with it, but like it got to a point to where I just couldn't afford them. Between like everything that was starting to come out, and like Blue and Gold became bi-weeklies instead of, monthlies.
Yeah.
But like it was weird kind of getting into it, because like it was the X-Men from the 60s had time traveled like to the future,
To
and
the present day, yeah.
to the present day, and it was, but they were both like good books, and like I think I ended up dropping them both around issue. It was right before the Secret Empire stuff, and I wish I would have read through them, like through their portion of Secret Empire, because Mutant Nation basically, like, they had a pretty important role after everything was said and done, but it would be like I just had to trim fat, and that was the fat that I decided to trim, and I ended up selling all of my single issues, and I fucking hate buying trades. I don't know why. I just prefer single issues, or I prefer like hardcover volumes.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I read every issue online, and I read it for free. I'm not ashamed, because if I get into it, I buy the trades.
Yeah, same thing,
Yeah.
Greg. I
Or the
there's
hardcovers.
there's only a
Go
few
on.
there's only a few books I still collect hard copy, very few.
Yeah.
But I do most of my reading online, and if I do read something that I enjoy, I'll buy the hardcover trade paperback.
See,
as well.
I'm a covers fan. Like when like with Transformers, I read all of More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise, or X Robots in Disguise, whatever. I read all of that. I read digitally, because like I knew I was gonna get the hardcovers. I knew I was gonna buy the hardcovers. I had all of the Phase 1 hardcovers.
Yeah.
But I started like looking at some of these really cool covers, because I love covers, and so like, then I started going and backtracking these covers to some of these books that I just really liked. Some of the issues that I really liked, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm gonna buy single issues for everything, like Lost Light and Optimus Prime going forward, and I'll still buy those hardcover IDW collections.
Well, people bitch about it. They're like, well, you're holding artwork in your hand, and you're looking at artwork, and I'm like, yeah, well, you're spending $4 a book now, and if you read 10 books a week, like 10 books. Let's just say you read 10 books a month. That's still $40. And that adds up.
It
Like,
does.
If you can buy the trades, which are much, like, in my opinion, or the hardbacks are much better presented.
Yep.
And that they're easier to store. Like, I mean, practicality kind of takes over at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
And you could get
I'll
them on
buy the fucking
Amazon for
shoes.
$20.
Exactly. For
Like,
Barnes and Noble. Plus, we have a Barnes and Noble card, so we can get them. Get an extra discount. And
I
Barnes
bag
and Noble usually has them like on sale anyway.
I bag
So
and
it's
board
like-
everything, so like storage for me is fine.
Long boxes for your parents, man.
Yeah. Well, that stuff is still in my mom's house. I
Yeah.
got long boxes to the
Um,
ceiling.
Now the like I pretty much like, because like my actual physical copy like collection isn't too big. Like all the Captain America shit that I bought from like the Brubaker run. I guess I'm saying his name, Brubaker, whatever. All of that's in long boxes. But
I
like
think I met him at a convention once.
the Transformer stuff, like the hardcovers, like I have those on a shelf just because like it's just like, hey, what's that? Like, look at all these fucking hard ass books. I'm like, I'm smart. Just don't, look and see that it's comics. I tell chicks I like to read, but
Yeah.
but like the rest of my single issues are on a shelf just below it, and I have little dividers that are kind of like laying down, and I have a little label maker, and I put like what's on each side of the divider, so I can just go in and thumb through if I ever want to reread something again.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Like, it's cool to have it, and if I could do it, I would. But like, my comic store is literally across town. Like, it couldn't be any further. So I have to drive over there and then pick up my pulls, and and then pay what I pay for them every month. Like, it's just easier to, like I said, I read them online.
Digital.
If I get into a title, I'll buy it when it comes out in the trade.
Hard. Yeah,
Even
exactly.
if I don't ever read it again,
Yeah.
I'll buy it when it comes out in the trade, and I pay my admission then.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm not a floppy guy anymore. Only for, like I said, a couple of titles. It was only 3 books, but now that Invincible has wrapped up, yes, I collect Savage Dragon and The Walking Dead basically like every month, like
Nice.
So
Savage
everything
Dragon.
else-
That's a throwback for me. I haven't read that.
dude, that's
Since the
if you
90s.
want, dude, I'll send you every single issue that's been out digital so you could catch up. I love that book. That's like still to date my favorite comic book.
Oh, I have a site. You don't need to send it to me. I'll check it out. It's good. I'll check it out.
No, yeah.
Readcomiconline.to.
Yeah.
You can
I
read
got-
anything.
Get Comics. There's the site Get Comics or new comic info. Those are another 2 out there that you can get stuff. Yep.
Hey, Jose, you haven't been on. Are you reading Doomsday Clock?
Yeah, I read the first 3 issues.
Okay,
Enjoying
cool.
it.
That's all that's out, right?
I finally got to switch to something that I had pulled up for the screen share. I'm so excited.
That's all that's out, right? Those 3 issues. The 4th
Yeah.
didn't come out yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
So what's up with Rorschach, man? Like, I was a little disappointed. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't read it yet, but
No, we've had
I thought
plenty
he
of
was-
spoilers tonight. Let's fucking let them roll.
Let him loose.
well, I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be the doctor, or he was gonna be the kid at the comic stand, and he
Uh-huh.
wasn't either. He's just some guy.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know where the correlation is coming from as far as like the original series, but he seems very Rorschach like the way they've written him in these first 3 issues, like almost indistinguishable. Indistinguishable
way he
from the original.
The way he acts, like you'd think he would be the guy. Another theory, which obviously doesn't hold water, but well, I mean, it doesn't make. I mean, it's not. It's based on nothing because it's not true. But he could be the guy that got the diary at the newspaper, but he's obviously not that guy because he's
Yeah.
different. He's completely different. But like, that would have been a probable thing,
Yeah.
possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just like this guy eating fucking Batman's breakfast.
Yeah. That was funny. And then the way the last issue ended too was hilarious.
He's like,
where
can
he
you
let
make
him
me
to.
some more of those pancakes? Yeah, that was good.
Pretty good. You could tell they're doing the slow burn. What is it going to be, like a 12-issue series?
Yeah, it's
I don't even know.
I
yeah.
can see it up here in this little corner. Number 3 of 12.
Okay, so
Okay, cool.
there you go. So, they're obviously going for the long haul, slow burn storyline. So, first 3 issues, I kind of wish we would have gone a little bit more as far as what we got, but it's got me interested to see where they go. Like, I want to see more of like where Superman fits in, and what Dr. Manhattan is, exactly what he's been up to with the whole rebirth and New 52 and how that all
Yeah.
comes into play. Yeah.
I lived when I lived in Charlotte for a little while. Like in between a couple places I lived. Like I lived a couple spots, but I took a studio apartment. If you guys know what those are, like it's like a kind of one or two room, like kind of spread out thing that has everything. It's an economical apartment for like
Yep.
guy that just broke up with his girl or something like that.
Yeah.
And I
My
lived
kinda
in I lived in one of those in a house. It was a house, but it was split up, and it was a nice place. But anyway, the guy across the hall was a huge indie comic, like just fucking fanatic. And we got to talking one day on the front porch. I used to smoke cigarettes. I don't anymore, thank God. But I used to smoke cigarettes, and we'd sit out front, and we got to talking, and he was like, "Oh, you like comics?" So I was like, "Well, I'm trying to get back into them." And he used to slip me fucking books under my door when he was done reading them. And there was I think it was a British comic series. I can't remember what it's called. It was like the Untouchables or the something. I can't think of it now, but it reminded me a lot of Watchmen. But I say that to say this. He gave me the Watchmen books. I'd never heard of them. And this was like 2005, probably. And then the movie came out. And I was like, oh, cool. Because I just read The Watchmen.
Yeah.
Like, I just read that. And when I saw that, like, The Watchmen was, like, integrating with DC, I was intrigued because I'm not a DC fan. I mean, typically, like I said, I like Batman. I think a lot of the DC characters are cheesy. Some of the stories are good. I like some of the dynamics.
Yeah, I could point you to some good ones, man.
I
Because
heard,
I
like,
was a DC guy growing up, so
from
I
a-
could
Like,
use the storylines.
I don't care about Superman, but like that issue, the Batman, it was 3 issues ago where they're coming down the elevator. You know what I'm talking about? The date one.
Yeah.
And like the Superman, like that was cool. I like some of those
Yeah.
interactions, but like typically, like I find it hard to like get into like the Flash or Green Arrow. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when I found out the Watchmen was coming to DC, like I was super excited about Doomsday Clock. Because I really enjoyed Watchmen, and I actually really enjoyed the movie. A lot of people didn't.
Oh, I love
I
that
liked the
movie.
movie. I thought it was a good
fucking love
movie.
it, dude. I
Who
love
was
it.
Yeah, a
who
lot of
was-
people
what's-
didn't.
Dude, Miss Jupiter? Miss Jupiter, though? Oh, my God.
Well, because they changed like some aspects of the ending, and I think that pissed some like hardcore
it didn't bother.
Watchmen people off. But it
It
didn't
didn't
bother me
bother.
at all.
It didn't bother me at all, and I'm glad that they updated the costumes for the films and they didn't try to go with the comic designs because the
Damn
comic
right.
designs honestly
Because
did
Miss
not
Jupiter-
look great.
And Miss Jupiter's mom, really. Like, if I'm being honest.
That's a line that I think Mezco should try to make a line of Watchmen figures. Because they're doing they're doing Superman and Batman and shit. They should do the Watchmen.
I think
that would
work.
translate well to the
Yep.
mediums that they use, like the
Do you think
smaller
they give Dr.
articulated
Manhattan his blue
bodies.
pecker?
Why not? They give them the add-on one. You can swap it out. You can do you can do it. You can do it either way, whichever way you want it.
I agree.
All
I
right.
agree. I think Mesco would do
I think Mesco would do the pecker.
line of Watchmen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, that shit with like when they first teased it in the books where with Flash and then Reverse Flash. Oh, it was Reverse Flash, right? Is that what he's called in the I'm
Yeah,
so confused
it
because I
was the
read about
button.
like the TV shows and shit, but the button, yeah.
It was the
And he's
button.
like, I saw God, and he's like half skeleton. And he
yeah.
just falls. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I have got to read this book.
Yep.
And I've enjoyed it thoroughly so far.
So that's all it's really been though. So we had that rebirth one shot, which was kind of like the beginning, And then it was those 4 issues between Batman and the Flash, which was the 4 issue button storyline, and now Doomsday Clock. So, like again, as far as reading all the other titles or whatever, those are the only titles you really need to look at as far as getting this DC Watchmen storyline. You know, and then if you've kept up with the rest of the New 52, you just you have to know the difference of the continuity between
Mhm.
that and what came before. Because I was a big DC guy, growing up. So, I kind of the continuity being wiped out for this New 52, but now that they're kind of making a storyline about it and that there's a reason for it, it's got me intrigued, like with all this stuff, because now we got Wally West back, who's from pre New 52. You know what I'm saying? So they're acknowledging the old reality existed and that there's a reason why the New 52 happened and all this stuff is going on. So,
And see, I'm kind of upset with that. Like I never really got into DC because there was so much of it. Like I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just hit my dog in the face. Moving, repositioning myself. I'm a animal abuser. I'm sorry. There was just so much of it. Like it was just so late to get into it. Like it was overwhelming. I couldn't just pick it up like I did like Marvel, like when I was a kid.
yeah.
I actually kind of liked the New 52 because it gave me a new starting point, and
Yeah.
like,
Fresh
it
start.
was easier to like follow. Yeah, it was a lot easier to follow. Like what's it been now? 5 years, 4 years, 5 years
Yep.
with the comics versus 60 or 70. So,
Dude, like that's
7 years. Yeah, 7 years at this point. 2011, I think, is when they started. the New
that's
52,
kind of
which
that's what I really
crazy.
liked whenever Marvel did their reboot after, like yeah, that Battle World shit was kind of difficult to get through, but like once it was all said and done, like it was a really good jumping on point for, for me definitely, and for a lot of people, like going forward like with Marvel, and like that's kind of one of the things that bugs me about the legacy numbers. I hate picking up in the middle of something, or where it's like, okay, I'm reading issue number 300 something, like that collector in me wants to go back and get the other 299. You know what I mean? Like that's where it just like it's like a pet peeve, I guess, that I have, but it provided a good jumping on point, and like I have a feeling they're gonna, a few more years, Marvel's gonna try to, do it again. I'm sure.
Well, always.
with
It looks like these companies always want to do some type of soft refresh every 5 to 10 years. Like it's inevitable. Like you have so many writers that come on and do these stories, and they ultimately contradict with whoever was writing the stories that before them, and so you almost need like that a cleanup every now and again,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's why DC always does the crisis stuff, and and looks like that's what Marvel's trying to do with all this Marvel Now and
Mhm.
whatever their initiative is. Like now going back to the old numbering, like they kind of, I guess, I don't know if they're trying to go back to like the classic, what we were reading when we were growing up, like those type of storylines.
And,
Get back
and,
to
and
that type
honestly,
of
like
stuff.
honestly, Jose, like it feels like it. Like these
Mhm.
last three episodes, 3 issues of Captain America have just been like straight up, like just like adventures with like punching Nazis in the face. Like they've all definitely tied together into a bigger theme, which we're starting to experience with this Out of Time book, where he gets frozen again, but instead of it being for 70 years, it's only for like 5 years
Mhm.
this time around. But it is. It's just like I feel like I'm just reading a good old story, like
Nice.
nothing to it. But then there's Thor, where like Jason Aaron is still like kicking ass from a storytelling standpoint. So
yeah, we kind of touched on it before too. Like I think the last episode that we did, um, with the way Marvel's doing things, and I don't know if DC's like I don't follow DC like I follow Marvel, so I don't know. It's the same thing, but like they're changing things up, and they're kind of like appealing to the new audience, and like some people are feeling like they're pandering and they're caving in to blah blah blah, but like they're changing things up based on like the people that are spending money right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, you gotta remember. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's a business. Like they're not doing this for they're not they're not a nonprofit. Like they're still paying $4 a comic. So
Yeah,
they have
and
to
like I
angle
feel
it towards like their new consumer base.
yeah, I was gonna say like I also feel like a lot of those people are just being fucking drama queens about it. Like we're still getting like the characters haven't changed. Like, at least in my eyes, they haven't changed any. From
Is
that.
that
But like
the whole thing of Thor being a woman and now like Iron Man being a black female and stuff like that? Like,
I love it.
yeah.
I think
Listen,
it's
like
awesome.
yeah, like people just I don't know. Like it sucks that apparently there's a section of the audience out there that doesn't want to embrace
Well,
change or
and like that's
diversity or
something we kind
whatever.
of talked about. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I
Sorry.
was just gonna say. I mean, like, don't forget, Iron Man's not a woman. That's not even her. Tony Stark's still his fate's ambiguous.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he's
well, I mean, and
still
another
in
thing,
cyberspace.
a lot of like Jose, like not trying to like pick on you or whatever, but like basically what you said is how like people on the internet are presenting it, and like it's not necessarily true. Like Thor isn't a woman; it's just a woman now has the title of Thor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you kind of like look at it in that perspective, it's like okay, then why are you bitching? Like the Thor that we all know is still in the book; he's still playing a major part, in the story.
Yeah,
Um,
and the thing
and
is, these storylines are always temporary. It's like Azrael taking over as Batman back in the day.
Well,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
yeah,
Or Kyle Rayner being the main Green Lantern. Like these things that these are storylines that we get, and they last for however long they last, and then always the status quo kind of always goes back to the way it was.
if
Like
you look at, and especially with Thor, like if you look at the run that Jason Aaron did, it was like a mini series. It was like where Thor of the past, and then current Thor, and then future Thor, they all like had a team up. Like it was all the same dude. It's not like future Thor is like old woman, Jane Foster. It was Odin's son. Like we know at some point eventually he gets his hammer back. It's just
like Superior Spider-Man.
yeah,
Like,
same
did
thing.
people bitch about that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And that was
I
interesting.
That was Doc
actually
Ock Spider-Man,
read some of
wasn't
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I dug it. I dug that. You know what I'm saying? Because you had a character in Doc Ock who was a villain now in Peter Parker's body, doing things with Parker's personal life that Peter never personally did himself that they've ever
Dude,
written
didn't
for
Doc
him
Ock have a
before.
hard on for Aunt May? So like,
Yeah, and
that was
then
that was way back.
and then him being a villain, but since he's in Spider-Man's body, being kind of urged to do good things because of Peter's conscience and personality. Like it was a different take like on the character, and it was interesting to see that dynamic.
But he didn't have those stops in place that Peter had. Like he didn't have those morals.
He was
because he was still trying to be a hero, but at the same time, like he didn't mind throwing a motherfucker off a building.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was cool. And people didn't bitch about that. People were into that. But then you make fucking Captain Marvel a woman, or whatever.
you move. Yeah, you move.
People get pissed. And I get like that was the point I made on the last episode, and not to regurgitate, but because we're kind of at that point, like it's just weird to see the line that people like draw, like where they get offended or where they get upset with like changes they make in comic books. It's just odd. Like it's I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, I feel like if the stories are good, the stories will then speak for themselves, and then it doesn't matter like who's in the role or who's playing these characters. Just as long as we're getting good stories, that's what should count in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people just freaking out. It's just like Transformers. Like people freak out about nothing, and it's like I mean, there's even like that Wikipedia entry for the brand, or what is it? Died Forever.
Oh yeah, ruined forever.
Ruined forever. Yeah, it's like these are the points where Transformers are ruined forever for the last 35 years, and like it's never ruined forever. It's always fine.
dude.
and there's more to come, but people just fucking doomsday, like like black preacher. Oh, I don't know. I can't think of the term I'm looking for. They're just like doomsdaying, like the world's gonna end, like every time something changes, and it doesn't. It evolves, and it becomes a richer franchise. It becomes a richer fiction and story because of these changes.
I was gonna say they're doomsday preppers, basically, for like Powder Primes ruin Transformers, Beast Wars ruin Transformers. That hurts. That hurts me to fucking say.
Titan Masters killed fucking Legends class.
It killed the true Legends class. Now Legends are Scouts. What the
They're
fuck?
They're not gonna make any goddamn fucking G1 masterpieces because they're making goddamn animals.
Dude, look, like I already kind of posted this at the ROC, but I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard if the next couple of G1 releases are repaints, but the next Beast Wars release we see is gonna be a new mold.
What's the next Beast Wars coming out? That's Dinobot, right?
Yeah, Dinobot, and then Shadow Panther comes out the month after him.
Yeah, I didn't pre-order him. I pre-ordered Dinobot day one. I was like, fuck it.
I'm getting 4 Dinobots to make up for the 1 Shadow Panther I'm gonna buy. So. Shadow Panther and MP38 Primal are the only ones I'm happy with the singles. Like I can deal with only 1. But Cheetor and Show Primal, I got 3 of those. So,
I might get that Target Master Rodimus because that paint looks fucking good.
It's
people are posting in hand pictures, and it looks fucking good. It's like that metallic color.
Yeah. And I heard the paint on and I have the first Masterpiece Hot Rod. But I heard for a lot of people the yellow's chipping off the spoiler and some of the other areas of paint are problematic. So
I didn't have that, nor did I have the chrome issue that people are talking about.
I mean, I haven't had it either, but then again, I've transformed it a few times and put it on a shelf.
Yeah, I haven't.
I play with that thing a lot though.
Yeah, it's a fun figure. It's just one of those things I'm so busy messing with so much other shit, and I'll forget about it. I'll probably come back to it in a couple of months and just start messing with it.
Yeah,
I'm ready for Shockwave. I'm ready for that Shockwave repaint.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't.
I'm not gonna buy it, but I want people to bitch about it. That's if you hear those ratchets in the background. I actually took my Shockwave off the shelf, and that's what I've been messing with. My Shockwave, but yeah, I just want a Shockwave repaint for people to complain.
I feel like I might have sold mine too quick. I didn't give it a chance. You
you sold your Shockwave?
Yeah, I got it, messed with it real quick, and then I was I don't know if it was the color and just the size of it, because I always, in my head, and I always envision Shockwave being badass and on par with Megatron and stuff, and I was I just felt like it was too small, and
well, he was
I get it,
but in the show, he was not.
Yeah, in the show, it was basically animation accurate. But I guess I was more attuned to the comic book version of Shockwave, where he was badass, and I had the Quake Blast, that what was it, Cloud9 or whatever.
Speaking of,
I'm in the market for one of those, by the way. If anyone has one they want to get rid of, because I want to use them for an IDW Shockwave, because he kind of looks like the IDW Shockwave. So if you know anyone that's got one for sale or trade.
I was gonna say, speaking of IDW Shockwave, seeing him in the flashback in this issue of Lost Light was this was man, this one was a really good book for me, because it tied into things that happened just after Last Stand of the Wreckers.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with with Shockwave and Scorponok and Grimlock, and and the DJD made their cameo, and Tarn started paralyzing Shockwave with his voice from afar. It was just really interesting, seeing that, and then also the things that were happening with the scavengers, and the
one thing that bugged me about that, because I just read that before we jumped on there, was Tarn sitting around with his mask off, it was something he normally did, even if we've never seen it before.
But like,
Like,
I
that
feel
was
like
just really weird to me. Like, I was just like,
I don't know. Like
That
me,
was relaxed.
I feel like that worked though, Greg. Like, the reason like we didn't see, like we're not accustomed to it is because like the handful of issues we saw the DJD, they were just kind of doing work. Except for
I
that
get
one
that.
time that Tarn decided to like he wanted to kill himself, and
Now we
overdose.
see the DJD like relaxed at home, like what was his name? The guy that turns into the smelter. He's back in the background knitting,
Yeah.
and Voss is like Voss is doing some watercolor, and Tarn's got his mask off, sipping a brandy, just talking on the cell phones. They got
Are
their
you
fucking
serious?
iPhones. They have
Dude.
phones. They're talking on phones. They're
serious?
talking
They
on
are
fucking iPhones.
fucking Dust was like, dude, I was out whenever robots started taking selfies.
Selfies. Yeah.
But dude, like I feel like that adds so much realistic character, to like they
Oh.
can't all just be like war machines all the time. Like, and like that was something we got in More Than Meets the Eye, with one of those kind of like filler books with the DJD.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like they would come back from their deal, and then they had like Little Nickel, who's turning out to be quite the character. Like I'm really digging her a lot, especially
I am
in this
too.
issue.
I hate to say it, but I am too.
Yeah, it's like, but like she like it was so fucking funny. And like at the end of More Than Meets the Eye, when she's like sniping with Voss and Tarn's like, very good, Nickel, like 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 teaching her how to be a little psychopath. But
just to say, if you haven't read that issue, they weren't really doing watercolors and shit. I was just like
Oh.
making a background. I was setting up a background because Torn was sitting around.
dude,
like,
you probably
holding
could
his
help
mask,
sell some. He
talking
probably
on
could
the
help sell
phone.
some issues if he would have just like kept that on the DL. Like, oh, I got to see this shit. Like,
Yeah, they weren't really
Yeah.
doing that. They were just hanging out in the background. He was sitting around with his legs crossed, holding his mask, like talking on the phone.
I have them. I have them all downloaded. Like I said, I just gotta catch up. I was gonna ask you guys though, since you guys apparently are caught up. Like, how do you think the quality of these new series are compared to like More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise that came before it?
I kind of think Lost Light has gone down a little bit, but I also think that James Roberts has a plan. I think that like there's a reason for things. I was actually talking to someone else a little earlier, right before we got on, and he feels like things are closing up, and I think I kind of feel that way too. Like maybe we're looking at an Endgame, but at least it's a well thought out Endgame.
All right.
At least for this like title or this like continuity, like well not continuity, but like how More Than Meets the Eye turned out in Lost Light. It's like this like arc
Yeah.
of fiction, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they would end it because it's overall pretty good.
The way I understand
Like
it, Transformers books, like the sales aren't as high as
down.
the sales are down, so they may be like kind of doing what they can for this potential worst case scenario stuff.
Well, because they oversaturated it. They turned 2 books into fucking 10.
Yeah. You got To All Are One, Lost Light, you got Optimus Prime, and are there any other ones? They do the occasional one shots.
Till All Are One is wrapped up.
Which was actually the annual. It's actually a good read. Like that was good.
Yeah.
Like
That was
a pretty decent ending.
I'm actually looking forward to the Optimus Prime annual. But like I guess like before we kind of get onto that, like More Than Meets the Eye was definitely better. Like just kind of comparing the first like 14 issues of each. More Than Meets the Eye kept me on the edge of my seat. Like, and don't get me wrong, Lost Light does too, because like I need to know like where's the end. What's happening next. I gotta fucking I gotta figure it out. Like I gotta get into it. But where like Robots in Disguise, I love the first part of Robots in Disguise. After
I do too.
After the Dark Cybertron part, like basically leading up till issue 50, it was good story. I just didn't care for it as much. But I feel like Optimus Prime, where it picked up from XRID, is definitely better. I feel like it's a lot better.
Okay.
Lost Light though, like I liked that first issue story arc with Megatron and the Functionist universe, and like I feel like things are going to lead into that Functionist universe. Like that's still a loose thread. I thought that the Scorponok, kind of thing was gonna be more drawn out than what it really, kind of is looking to be. With that kind of like 3-issue arc in between the Functionist universe deal and then the Mutineers trilogy, which the Mutineers trilogy, like that was a really good read too. And like seeing like where they kind of ended up, like I wonder if that's genuinely cyber utopia or like there's still plenty of dangling threads, but like I thought the Scorponok thing and the Magnificence thing was gonna I thought it was gonna play itself out like further on down the line, but it looks like it's gonna be the focal point right now, and it'll probably wrap up within the next couple of issues. But like overall, like Lost Light is still like I'm still looking forward to that each month.
Yeah, I mean they didn't like do any. I mean, they presented like you said, the Mutineers and the Magnificence. Like the Mutineers was last issue, and the Magnificence was this issue. So it's not like anything's going to be. I mean, like we don't know what's going to happen. Like we haven't had any elaboration since.
Other than like the only thing I can think of, like I'm just trying to figure out where all of this ties into. Like, you remember Drift had that vision in the beginning of the first book?
Yeah, vaguely. What was his vision?
It was basically like there were like 2 or 3 world sweepers in the sky. Pharma was there, and it was raining like.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
In the early books, they telegraph things like several issues ahead, because I used to always comment like Roberts was like he played the long game and he was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would see little things like in each issue that would end up playing out. I mean, 40 issues later. Even the things with like Megatron and the black hole and the whole thing like that wrapped up with the DJD. Like that like shit was seeded out like
that was in Dark Cybertron
first. Yeah, but that like he planted seeds for that like 20 issues beforehand, and that's why I always said like Roberts is really good at the long game. And like even though we're seeing things in current like the last couple of issues, like that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to end.
Well, the reason like you'd kind of brought that up, and I do want to go into this little bit of news. Ah, fuck! I didn't save the thing for it.
Are you talking about the records?
Yeah.
We're wrapping up the records.
The previous two storylines were they were miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whereas like, hang on, let me bring it up. Okay, it's hard for me to fucking multitask. Yeah, it's basically just going to be a double feature one shot. It's going to be essentially like twice the length of a regular comic book, but like that, like dude, that's for essentially like what I feel is IDW's best-selling miniseries, like their most well-known miniseries. Like I get some people didn't like Sins of the Wreckers. I really enjoyed it. I do like it. It
was fine, but I didn't love it like I did Last Stand.
Well, I didn't finish reading it, but I loved the original.
I think people like went into Sins expecting Last Stand, and I think that's where people got fucked up. Like, it like I went into Sins thinking like, okay, this isn't going to be like Last Stand. This is definitely going to be like some kind of like atonement issue. But then like now we're getting Requiem of the Wreckers, and like I see Cup in that, and like, well, fucking Cup's already dead, so where's this going to take place at? And then like we got Impactor and Springer here. Like I do like this is something I feel like should have been a miniseries.
I'm worried
it's not
that with this, and I if I interrupt you, I'm sorry. But they're teasing like they're doing that. The Hasbro's doing that quote unquote vote thing for characters, And so they obviously have like designs or prototypes already for these figures anyway, because they wouldn't offer a vote if they didn't.
Right.
Impactor's one of them. And so I'm thinking like the fact that Impactor's on the cover, Impactor versus Striker, like I think this is kind of like a Hasbro mandated.
It's a subliminal. It's
Well,
a
like,
subliminal to get it into people's consciousness, since this is going to be the next line of figures that they put out for generations.
Yeah, or
Yeah, but like,
just
they were
to,
talking about,
like,
like,
just to
Hasbro, like
remind people who he is.
Impactor versus Mirage was one of the choices. Like, well, Mirage is on the Lost Light. Impactor is, not on the Lost Light.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. The other ones at least made sense. That one,
Yeah, like Needle Nose versus Strax. That made sense.
And that's a prevalent. That's a storyline in the comics.
Yeah.
What was it in RID? Or
Yeah, it was an RID.
Yeah, that they're brothers, and that's where that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one? There was Impactor, Mirage. What was the third one?
I think it was like Spinister versus someone else.
Spinister's in. He was in Lost Light.
Yeah, but I can't remember. It was Spinister. Like, I can't remember who the other one was. But like that's one of those.
Didn't Spinister just get a BotCon toy?
He had a BotCon toy and he had a club toy. So like Spinister has a club toy from the Combiner Wars Vortex, and he's also got a BotCon toy from Dark of the Moon Vortex.
So they could very easily. So he doesn't have a Headmaster version. Didn't he? I thought he had a Headmaster.
He was a Target Master. He was a Target Master.
I know he was, but I thought he had one that was in.
No, that's Quake.
A Headmaster version. Okay.
And Croc as well.
But they could make. No, but wasn't that mold like a similar mold to him used for one of the last couple of mainline series? Like, wouldn't it be really easy to like just repaint it?
Probably, yeah. I'm thinking so. Like, it's one of the fucking helicopters.
Oh yeah. What was Homeboy's name? No, was he a single? He was a double Target Master, but
yeah,
wasn't there a regular helicopter Headmaster mold? Or no, I'm thinking of that regular Headmaster that no one remembers. Not Chrome Dome, not Hardhead, but
Highbrow.
Highbrow, yeah. Never
God,
mind. Okay, yeah, he had two. He had two sets. He had a set of rotors, not just one.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But I mean, yeah, like either way, like it, like honestly, I'd be looking, like, I'm thinking of just my collection. I'd hope that Spinister set wins, just so I can get a Spinister to use for my fucking my scavengers. Like, because I don't want to allocate the BotCon ones, or the BotCon and the club one, because like they're all like they're on their own deal.
Well, I'm voting team Tracks and Needle Nose just because like my boy's really into Tracks and I gotta vote for him.
Yeah,
I know Ace loves Spinister, so I know if he voted for that one.
I didn't vote. Like, after seeing how bad they fucked up Optimus Primal, I'm not gonna partake.
That shit is so funny.
See, the thing is that I'm sure we'll get all of those. Like, at one point, it's just gonna be like who comes out first.
Like,
right?
I'm sure Starsaber will get a toy. Like, this particular line is made for Starsaber. You know, and like that's shit that I wish that they would have disclosed. Like, during these votes, like, I wish they would have disclosed, like, hey, so the gimmick for this line that your toy's gonna suffer from, or excuse me, that your toy's gonna help, but it's gonna help your toy, whatever, is smaller robot goes into bigger robot. So, like, I think had I known that going in, I would have been like, okay, Starsaber. Like,
they brought
there were so many, like, there was so much potential to make Primal better than what he was. Like, they could have made the smaller core robot, if they weren't going to make it a monkey, they could have turned it into like a Cybertronic sports car, or not sports car, like a rocket car. Like, like very similar to
it's a surfboard. It's
very similar to the BotCon one, though, like, because that's his first.
Should have turned it into a truck.
Oh.
The inner robot should have been a truck, and the outer robot should have been a monkey. and it would have made everybody happy.
Truck is monkey.
Truck is
Yeah, truck our monkey.
but instead they made him a fucking iPhone cover. You know, like it's just it is so
well,
bad.
Hasbro's
I bitched
not
about that
known
on
for
3
catching
different
the
podcasts.
ball.
now.
Like they're known for dropping the ball on obvious
You know, and
things.
and I was like after I got over that whole stupid like little primal thing, I was like, well, okay, at least it's a good looking, Optimal Optimus. And then I see that gray chest, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You got the Matrix in it and shit. Well, listen, bro, you got Gorira. It's all good. You got Gorira.
That's the thing. I didn't pick up Guerrera because I was like, well, I'm gonna get an Optimal Optimus for my chug shelf. I can just get this $50 one that's gonna come out, and like people were saying Perfect Effect was gonna like make an upgrade kit to like make it better. I was like, yeah, they're gonna re-release Guerrera.
I got Guerrera and he was cool. He's a little light feeling. Like just the nature of his transportation, his transformations, like he's gotta be like a little hollow, like to work together. He's cool though. Like he was a cool looking figure. Like I just didn't like him enough to keep him.
Yeah.
But if you want an Optimal Optimus, like that's that scale, like he's worth picking up.
Yeah, he's definitely the one. Like I like that they fixed his proportions and stuff also. And
he looks like he stepped out of the Gathering or the Ascending, whichever one of those. Like it's definitely IDW Optimal Optimus, and like and that's cool. Like, like I'm buying Chug Beast Wars because I've already completed my original cast, and it's going to be a while before I feel Masterpiece. Even that third party company Figure Zing Jang or Jang Zing XJ. Like they're doing the Transmetal 2 Megatron in a Masterpiece, and like it looks like the show, like it's not stylized. And I'm looking forward to that. And like I'm like, they said they were gonna do all of them, but I'm hoping they do that Transmetal 2 stuff and like work backwards.
Speaking of figures, I got the Generation Toys IDW Bomber Megatron.
Yeah, I saw that. How are you liking it?
That thing is it's awesome. Like, I really like it just as a figure. Like, it's got presence. Like, I haven't transformed it, like, back into bomber mode. I think it's going to be a bitch to do. But, like, just as a figure, like, it's badass. I have the Prime. I ordered both of them. And for some reason, they shipped me the Megatron. And the Prime tracking still shows it hasn't left China yet.
Dude, that...
I don't know what the fuck's up with that.
Greg, that Skywarp that I bought from you, that thing went on a fucking journey. Like I was supposed
to. Did you just get it that day? Because I shipped it like a week before.
Yeah. The day that I posted the picture, that was the day that I got it. But it's like it was basically due out for delivery last Saturday, and anyways, and it finally showed up. What was that fucking? Was it Thursday when I posted that picture? I think it was Thursday.
Maybe, I don't remember exactly. I just remember it being like a long time.
Yeah. I had just.
It showed up in good shape, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was in good shape. It was just like.
Do you like your Coke baggie?
It's yes. Gonna put that to good use. But yeah. So like that thing went on like that was fucking insane. But yeah, like
my
seeing
shipping's
that
been all fucked up lately.
It definitely like because I love Megatron and I like that's one of the few G1 masterpieces that I picked up was that one the G1 one, but I really want the bomber one to kind of display with it.
Yeah, it's a good figure. Shuzi has it for 109 shipped from China, which is $50 some off of what like American retail was before shipping.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's why I picked him in Prime up, and I saved $100 and some. But yeah, the Prime I ordered beforehand still isn't here, but the Megatron I ordered a week later showed up like a week ago, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's weird. Surprisingly, isn't it like Chinese New Year? Like I thought nothing was shipping out.
Yeah, well, no. It shipped on the 29th of January.
Oh, okay, before. Yeah,
and that's what, the 24th?
Well, dude, I just went through the same thing with the Wei Zhang Megatron. Like I had to wait. I waited like over 6 weeks. Shipped December like 19th, and I didn't get it till like February like second, third, or fourth.
I kind of want to pick that thing up, but I've talked so much shit about it. Like, I'd feel bad if I did. Just joking around and talking about Wei Zhang and the cancer and shit. That's stuff like that. I really kind of want to touch it out. I have no place for it. I don't have I sold my MPP 10 because everyone's all about MPP 10, but he actually felt lighter than MP 10 to me. Just messing around with it. It felt subpar.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was psychological because people swear by it. Enough people
Oh, I
swear
love
by
it.
it that
Yeah, I
I'm
love it.
starting to second guess myself. But in my hands, and I got it because I wanted to have a big ass Optimus Prime. I bought it to put on display in my office at work, not to interact with anything else I own.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I got it out of the styrofoam, and I was like, oh, this feels kind of janky to me, and I ended up getting the Spike looked like a fucking zombie.
yeah.
But-
Spike Myers is what Dust called him because he looked like Michael Myers.
That's funny. Yeah, he was like Walker Spike.
Yeah.
But he just felt light and I don't know. I was just I don't know if I want to keep this thing. I kind of want my money back, and so I ended up selling him. But I do want to check out the Megatron. I hear good things about him, and he doesn't look terrible.
Nah, he's great,
I
man.
think-
I like him. But the only thing that I don't like about him is that the feet. I feel like the feet could look better, but I think the rest of him overall, he looks good. Very
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, it'd be good to just a work toy. I think I'm gonna take all my IDW, all my IDW. I have two. Well, I have one, and I have one coming. But I think I'm gonna do an IDW shelf,
Yeah.
a masterpiece shelf at work. I have a display case that I don't want anything in my
See,
office from our store. So
with that, the thing is that you could always get that MPP 10 if you want to, cheap,
fine.
and if
Yeah.
you get your hands on the Megatron, and then those are the only two pieces you need. You don't need to get any other of those oversized pieces. Optimus and Megatron, put that on a shelf on a display, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
They look good together.
I feel like that. Yeah, that's definitely.
well,
good.
with IDW, I got the Megatron, and then it kind of sucks. No one else is doing a different Megatron because he doesn't like that anymore. He only looked that for a week, and then he changed again, which is odd that we're getting two toys of the Bomber Megatron. But that,
I feel like
Optimus-
that was such an iconic look for him, though, man.
yeah, it was a good look.
I loved
it's
it.
Cool. It's
It
cool.
was a good look.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good
cool
look.
aesthetic. But then the Prowl, I'll get the Prowl, but then I could mix in some MMC stuff, the Hot Rod, because it would scale, right?
Yeah.
And see,
I can
I'm
mix in
gonna
that.
get that. I'm gonna get that Prowl
I
for
want
my
that Rebel.
for my chug shelf because it looks like it'll fit just right because with where he looks with Springer and Impact and MMC Impactor,
It's the same size. He's actually, I want to say he's a little shorter than an MP car from pictures, but I'm not 100% sure. But he's right about that,
I'm
Voyager
thinking-
size.
Yeah, I can finally replace that Classics Prowl. It's been it's been fucking 10 years now. 10 years has it been since that toy came out?
That's
10, 11, 12, something like that. But it finally
that's the old times.
It can be
for
put to
me.
bed. Yeah.
I
Oh
remember
man,
seeing that
I'm
shit at,
all
like, Family Dollar.
Chug Life. I love it, dude. It's
Me too.
just there's
I'm
so
not
much
done yet.
variety of it out there,
I'm not done yet either.
Yeah.
I'm loving all the make toys cross dimension stuff. That's got my eye, and
I'm glad SXS came up to the bat against MMC because it was I was just okay, what Mastermind Creations toys am I buying this year?
hmm
But now it's ooh, competition.
Well, that's it.
Are they putting out more than just that Rodimus?
Well, the supposedly Lost Light Rodimus is was gonna come out this month or some shit like that, but I got a feeling it's gonna be after Chinese New Year, which I'm buying that. But they announced Nautica, and
nice.
as soon as they announced that, I was able to trade my Nautica for a Generations Gears and another Swerve for the custom classes that I'm doing in June. And then I feel like I did pretty good because Gears and Swerve are hard to find now. Those little Generations Legends.
Mm-hmm.
They're they're tough and pretty pricey to find. So my buddy Mike he did a straight up trade with me, which was fucking awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, but
Their blur was really good.
the what?
The SSS. God damn it. SXS blur was really good.
I wish they would take another swing at it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've got that kind of sleek thing down. Like, because like for me, it was just too blocky to be blur.
Well, did you see their gears they did beforehand?
Yeah, he was.
That thing was like, it would have been a good $20 Hasbro toy, but it was just like cheap. Like it was just, it was a good try. Like it would have gotten one of those like ribbons, like the green ribbon. Like it's like, you showed up today. Good job.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't a good toy. But then Blur like fucking knocked that shit out of the fucking
Blur
park.
was a fantastic toy, but again, for me, like, it just didn't match the aesthetic that I look for out of an IDW Blur. Like, if they could take the same engineering, the same design that they had, and just do what they're doing now, like what they did with their Rodimus, because dude, that's the sleekest, most comic accurate looking Rodimus.
Just make it look on point. Because their blur doesn't look like the blur from the comics, really. Like, I feel like it didn't.
I just thought it was a good blur. Like, I just thought it was a good toy. Like,
yeah,
I just enjoyed it.
They definitely took inspiration from the comics for sure. Like because they put the little turbo vents like on his back.
Okay.
But like, if they would just blow those up and sleeken up that robot and add some more curves to it, I don't care if it's the same design. I'll fucking buy it. Like, it'll be bought right on the spot.
Do you have their Rodimus?
Yes.
Do you have the MMC one?
I had it. I got the MMC one before I got theirs. Like, I ordered them both because like I was like, I gotta see.
Do you like that one? I mean, obviously, I guess you like that one more than the other.
Yeah, because I sold it. And like, I'll be honest, their Rodimus was not without its faults. I had to paint mine, but I'm comfortable with painting shit. And like, the only thing I had to paint was the hands and the fucking the orange on the arms. I had to put a little bit of WD-40 into the joint. I really did use WD-40 in the joints. But after I did that, they stopped squeaking. But prior to that squeaking, there was no stress on them. Like,
I have shock oil, so I would use that. But yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
I thought theirs looked better from promotional images than the MMC. But then once the MMC came out and I saw it in hand images, like, I was like, I don't know which one I like better. But then I was like, oh, I don't do chug anymore, so it doesn't matter. But now that like I'm doing an IDW, like I'm trying my hand at IDW again, I'm like, well, I'm gonna need a Rodimus. So,
dude, I'll be honest, like the MMC one, as far as it being a toy, probably the better toy. Just because, with MMC you're able to convert to and from both modes, and you're not like sweating it through, getting things to move. It's like getting things to move on the SXS Hot Flame. Like, he's pretty stiff in some areas, and he's got a lot of moving pieces. But like, I feel like the SXS Hot Flame is I feel like I'm into more like extravagant transformations and shit. So that's a plus to me. But yeah, like, they were both the same price too, and like that was the real kicker. Like, the SXS, like, they both weighed about the same, but SXS had so many more moving parts.
Yeah, I think the MMC, the version, the alt mode looks better, but the SXS, the nails that Nick Roche artwork look.
Oh yeah,
to would see way better.
And that's Go ahead, Greg.
I was just gonna say, I wouldn't be adverse to buying like one of each, like one being Lost Light colors, one being regular colors. Like, that's not out of the question either.
Right.
But I don't know which one I'd want to be my primary, because I kind of want my primary to be the traditional colors, just because, like.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the one I got.
Traditional.
But here's the thing: if SXS said, "Hey, we're gonna do Shatterglass Rodimus 2," I would probably rather divert to the MMC one for those Shatterglass colors because I feel like he's more pointy and it works for that. Like those colors work for the Mastermind Creations one
Works
more.
for that mold. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see your point.
Wouldn't you get the Rhodibus Unicronus or whatever? Since you're a BotCon boy.
I am
passed.
getting it.
I passed on that actually last weekend when I went to the movies. I saw it, and
The
I was
plan,
like, nah.
the plan was to repaint the Generation Springer into Shatterglass like Rodimus Prime to kind of mirror the Cloud Rodimus.
Yeah.
That was their initial plan, and it's like I would like a Rodimus Prime like Shatterglass on my shelf just because I have the Hot Rod. I have the Shatterglass Hot Rod from 2008. But it's like, dude, like I want to get it, but I also like don't want to buy a piece of shit. So
I'm glad all you Hasbro guys are starting to come to your senses.
I think
no, like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy it.
It's like this
just,
great awakening.
I'm putting it off. Like I've always bought like Hasbro and third party.
Same.
I've always like towed the line, you know.
Support both. I support both.
Yeah. Like,
I support both too, man. I buy it like Masterpiece. Like I'll buy like good mainline figures. And, like,
Greg supports Takara, like because that's where I'm at. Like I support Takara more than I support Hasbro.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where like I'll buy like I bought that Squeaks because I just thought it was cute. And I bought them. I bought it. I opened it. We went and saw a movie that night. We went and saw The Last Jedi for the second time that night. And like I don't even know where he is. I never transformed it. I bought it and I just was like, "Fuck!" I wasted $20. Like the next day, I woke up. I was like, "What the fuck did I do?
What'd you do?" Yeah, exactly.
And I have no idea where he is.
He woke up. He's like, "Where the fuck is Squeaks?"
No, I mean he's like. Kit threw him in a box or something. I'm like, I don't know where he is. I don't care either. Like, I bought what's the one from RID? The RID, the cartoon RID, the one with the
Fix It.
Fix It. Yeah, you knew what I was talking about. I bought Fix It. And Fix It was on my desk, and then we moved offices. I don't have no idea where he is. And like that's how I feel about mainline figures. Like I'll buy one and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I think this is gonna be a good figure. It's gonna be a one to have. And then like I get it and it's like I don't really care about it.
Mm.
But like right now I've got fucking Masterpiece Shockwave in one hand, I've got that Megatron in the other, and I'm flying around like airplanes while we're talking.
Yeah, dude, like that's what like kind of like doing a 3-hour ago callback. Like with the Gundams, I was like, look, I need Gundams that I can whoosh around in my house, like because I was trying to decide which perfect grades I wanted to buy, because I was like, look, I really want to get the Exia Lightning mode because it has all those fucking lights and LEDs in it. But then like I found out that you can't use the LEDs without the base, and that's how the Unicorn Gundam is too, the perfect grade Unicorn. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. I want to whoosh them around while they're bright as fuck.
So, well, you could probably rig it if you know anything about electronics. I don't. I'd have to
find a way to get like I'd have to make basically a battery pack that fits 4 AA's and try to just find a place to mount them, because like they're powered by 4 AA's. Like all their
that's weird. It takes AA's.
Yeah, like it's the base. It takes AA's in the base. It's not like the weird like the Wing Zero takes LR43s. The fuck am I gonna find 43? Like I can find LR44s, but like I had to go to a battery specialty shop just to find the LR43s. It was stupid.
You can get like 50 of them on Amazon for $4. Go to Amazon for that shit,
dude.
Like, literally, you can buy like LR44s. Like to get those in store, they're like $5 a piece. I can get like 50 of them on Amazon for $8.
Yeah. Well,
and I would buy that thing, just because. Just to have them.
Like I wanted the batteries now, because like I haven't done all the wiring to the Switch yet, but I grabbed all the wires and crunched them onto the batteries just to see the lights in the chest light up on my Wing Zero, and I was like, yay! And like, you know, fucking, I'll enjoy it again whenever I finish that.
Yeah, I need to get batteries for my Rumble and Frenzy, my MMC pile drivers, but I just haven't been bothered to.
Do they take the 44s or they take like
They're
the
LR
smaller-
44s, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And
'Cause there's, like-
Kroger was out of. I was just gonna buy enough to power like one, just to say I did it, but they're out of them. So I'm gonna wait until I get like my next couple of figures and that take batteries and see what they take, and then I'll just order a bunch of batteries at one time from
Nice.
Asia's or Amazon.
That kind of being said, guys, we have been going for a while.
Yes.
So,
yeah, there's a
uh,
lot of material here to
Yeah.
choose from. Not very much
Definitely.
comic related, but I think we had some good discussion.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
We can. I mean,
And-
we can just.
And
do
you know
this
what? We didn't even get to the topics that I know you pretty much like had at hand. So if you know,
Well,
we
that's
could always
good. Like,
record
I-
another show.
shit. I always
and
like
that's-
putting the topics back in the hopper.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
like-
exactly. So we could always just go back to that because what you want the whole thing with the artists, I think would have been an interesting discussion as well as like the other current books that we're currently reading that we didn't get a chance to talk about tonight.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
does everybody hate Livia?
But,
And like things like that. No, I'm just kidding, but I think everybody hates Livia.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, I love Livio. Like, his artwork. We'll save it. We'll save it. Like, I'll get into it. I'll get on my fucking.
We've actually talked about him, I think, before, but yeah.
Yeah,
I know where you stand.
yeah.
I
Like,
was just
I
joking.
was like, oh, dude, I was about to get on my fucking soapbox, and my favorite Mexican restaurant is gonna close in like
I'm with
45
you. I'm
minutes.
with you too.
He was,
It's just
he was
not-
baiting
it's
you. He was baiting you.
He was, dude.
He's a hot.
He was
He's a hot
fucking
button
good.
name. He's a hot button name with King Farmer.
But speaking of hot button names, Greg, where can people find you at, man?
Oh man, look, I'm on the damn Facebook all the time. Sometimes I do the Twitter, but mostly I'm on Shattercast Uncut, and that's where you can find me. But don't look for me. I don't like people very much. But yeah, my Shattercast, man. Every Friday morning, there's a new episode, and some are good, some are bad. But that's what I do. That's my thing.
Well, damn,
What
man.
about
that's all
you,
right.
Jose?
Oh, me. Well, you could catch me every single Tuesday night on the ROC YouTube channel on Breaking the Mold. And we're on iTunes and Google Play as well if you prefer the audio version. So please check us out. And, we always do unbroadcasted hangouts. So you guys are always welcome to join us in that.
Those
and
are fun.
and thanks for
Yeah,
having
they
me,
are.
man. This was fun tonight. Hopefully I could come back on a future episode and talk comics with you guys. This was fun.
Absolutely. We're
Well-
normally joined by Walter and Spiros, but they both had to dip out today. It's mostly due to my shitty work schedule, so it's always kind of sporadic.
Yeah, stay by the phone, Jose. 'Cause
Dude,
know,
I gave him I gave Jose what did I give you 2 hours, 3 hours notice?
2 hour heads up, and here I am. So
I was like, dude, I was
usually-
trying to think. I was like, holy shit, and I was like, oh, Jose, so.
yeah, man. Well, thanks for thinking of me, and it was a pleasure doing this. And usually I'm always available, guys. So if you want me to hang out and talk comics, I could be
Or
here.
just other bullshit. It works
Yeah,
either
man.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think-
Tonight was good. Tonight was good.
Yeah, tonight was a good general bullshit session. It was fun. I looked at my phone. I was like 3.5 hours or whatever we're on. I was like, Jesus Christ! Usually we're done in an hour. So
Yeah, this was good, man. So I am Dakota. You can find me on various podcasts at this point, also known as Primal Sabbath everywhere. And you will be catching this on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. I don't think we're gonna have audio, which honestly, this wasn't really a good audio podcast, anyways. But because I think building up to it took our audio spot. But which is all good. So yeah, you'll catch us on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, which is where you should be watching this, and then you can catch me on doing all my other stuff and blah 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 blah. Good night.